Da-da-da-da-da-da. Hello, everybody. It's the
That's a good
Monday
jingle.
sound stream. I have X-Men on the brain, even though it's Ultraman Day. Happy Ultraman Day. We're gonna have a fun show. It's gonna be like there's so little news because Comic-Con is coming up that I'm like, cool. We can take like 20 minutes to talk about Wolverine and like an hour to do an Ultraman tier list. So, hey everybody, welcome. I'm just gonna run down who's in the chat before I do our voice chat. I'm just gonna mix it up a little bit. So in our lovely stream chat, we got Toku Punk Productions, Muteki T, Zeltrax Millennium, Someone, Tomake, Muteki T, Spin Dash 54, SSJ4 Jason, and welcome all to the stream. On the voice chat, of course, we have none other than the Aaron running, breath catching fighter Kaus.
Yeah. I needed soda, okay?
Hey, it's important. Also, we have the graphic designing, the writer kicking Dark Claw. I don't know what. Yep.
That's my impression of Blazar. the monkey man.
Yeah, for those that haven't watched Ultraman Blazar, watch it. It's good. You have a dub and sub option. I think they're both great.
Chad moved, by the way, on Soraya's part. Like they had an issue getting the dub up for the premiere, and they literally tweeted the moment it was like, I think, the premiere was over, saying, "Hey, the dub was good. The dub checks glitching. We'll let you know now it's back on." Then like a few hours later, they tweeted it's back. Like Chad move, Soraya. No other they
tweeted updates while they were trying to fix it. It was fantastic. Toma, yeah, there isn't going to be like any big studio news because of the writer strike and possible SAG strike. Like they're like Marvel Studios isn't going, but there's going to be like a Marvel Legends panel and a Star Wars. I don't know, actually there isn't a Star Wars panel. No, there is. Yeah, Marvel, Star Wars, Motu's at the same time as Marvel. So there's going to be toy news. We're going to have toy news coming out of SDC.
I know there's an Invincible panel and a Mutant Mayhem panel, and
there may or may not be something Ultraman related. I'm hearing mixed results on that. But there might be something Ultraman related at SDCC. Welcome to the chat, Slowbo. I'm gonna get better. Welcome to the chat, K Breezy. You haven't missed anything. We just started. I'm gonna try to get better at calling out names in the chat because the last 2 weeks we've not been doing that because I think we just got overwhelmed. So we're gonna keep trying to do our best. Welcome to the chat, Psycho O's. I have no thoughts on Kamen Rider Heart. All I know is Captain. What's his name? I can't remember his name.
Gento.
Captain Gento. See, my brain just shut down and that ruined the joke.
He's too busy. I also quick thoughts. On Blazar. It's just because you can literally go watch it right now on YouTube.
Go watch it on YouTube. Join like the 3.5 million people that watched it. Yeah, it's incredible. Welcome to K9. You haven't missed anything yet because we just started. Alejandro Valdez, congrats on finishing V3. I love V3. It's my favorite Kamen Rider show.
And how convenient! How convenient! One of the topics today.
Enjoy Kamen Rider X. That first arc is insane. That last arc is crazy, and the middle arc is very interesting. Andreas, Kamen Rider Heart was the Kamen Rider version of a villain from Kamen Rider Drive named Heart, and that actor is now playing Captain Gento / Ultraman Blazar. So,
or in the dub, Mr. Johnny Young Bosch.
Yeah, exactly, Johnny Young Bosch.
Just quick thoughts.
Collector K9 says my audio is quieter than everybody else. All right, let me just bump me up. All right, let me know how that works. Because sometimes the audio thing.
It'll do that.
Chat. Tell us if sounds good now.
Mm-hmm.
Toma's plans for Japan World Heroes are getting more set. That's good to hear.
Woo! But
I wish I could go.
Yeah.
So quick thoughts on Blazar. Like, I loved it. I love the tone. Especially, I think it's like it's so rare to see a pure. I got like major Cloverfield vibes for the episode.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
And
I got Godzilla 2014 vibes.
That too, very similar. And I love Blazar. He is a freak among freaks, and I love.
By the way, chat. If we are too loud, let us know too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think my favorite moment is he literally screams at the kaiju.
Oh yeah, he is like the most talkative Ultraman we've ever had.
Yeah, he is like the most most Ultramans are just and grunts.
And he is like I don't even know how the voice actor's pulling it off this year.
I want to know what was the voice direction.
I want a behind the scenes reel. I really do.
I love he literally like climbs a building to fucking suplex the kaiju.
Yep. The moral of the story is go watch.
Suplex, did he?
Did he suplex? I don't know wrestling terms. So
oh boy. He is definitely the most like. I mean, Ultraman Kamen has always kind of been a base in wrestling.
Yeah,
but like I feel like Blazar especially has a lot of wrestling.
Guess who forgot to tweet that we're live? Me.
Oh boy.
Welcome to the chat, Skyrocket and Jambalaya 23.
I will say as well, if you're wanting to figure out where to get into Ultraman, oh hey Hasbro, just dropping news casually right here.
While I'm... Oh what? Is it related to us?
It's related to G.I. Joe, so it's worth doing. Anyways, I was gonna say is if you want to check out Ultraman and you're not sure where to begin besides just go watch Blazar, check out my highly popular How to Watch Ultraman video. Sure, it's 50 minutes, but it's got chapter markers. Go check it out.
Nice? You know what's nice about that video is most of those shows are legally available to watch.
Yeah, if anyone's wondering how it ended up being 50 minutes, the reason why is because I took everything legally available and then added like 5 extra things. And that
By the way, Santa, good question. Thoughts on all the hilarious fake Blue Beetle promotion leaks?
Oh, I actually got messed up by like the DC fandom was like, oh, DC isn't promoting this movie, we will, and then made up a bunch of fake Blue Beetle merch, and I was like, cool, I'm going to Burger King, gonna get an AMC popcorn bucket, and then I realized, oh, never mind. Everything's fake. I guess I will just go back and cry. Thank you, fandom.
I kind of wish the Blue Whopper was real.
I was gonna make so many videos, and then because there was even like the writer of the current Blue Beetle book even got tricked. Like it was well done.
Wow.
And then this was the crazy part: is the Blue Beetle Twitter account finally posted something like for the first time in 2 months.
Are we getting a trailer this week?
I think we're getting a trailer this week. So yeah, maybe the whole hey, let's call attention to the fact they haven't been marketing the movie actually worked.
I mean, it really kind of shows how much people really want this, really wanted to watch this movie because we never got any of that kind of like fake marketing stuff for Flash or Shazam.
Yep.
I think this shows that I think people really want to see this movie.
Walker G says thought the voice as Ultraman was a dubism. No, I think they use the same Ultraman voice, right?
For the Zet dub
for Blazar's dub.
Blazar.
Yeah.
In
they
Zet
use the same Ultraman sound, right? Like on because they did that on Zet as well.
Yeah, the grunts are a Japanese actor because Zet actually talks, so he has an actual dub actor. But when it comes to the chua, that's all the original Japanese audio.
Mm-hmm.
So in the dub, that's Blazar's Japanese voice.
Yep.
They pulled the Ryuga Gotoku.
Yes.
Even in the dub, something is still.
Yeah, when they dub the.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because I think with Ultraman dubs now is that they don't dub they didn't dub the Zet Riser in Zet because it was already in English, and then you don't need to dub the Ultraman voice. So, Psycho O's, I have no idea how deep I'm going into Blazar Stones because it's already kind of a pain to get some of them. I might just get the deluxe sets and call it good, you know. The Gashapon ones, it's getting harder to find already. Like places to get stuff.
I actually can answer this question, but Slobo want to ask, what do you recommend for our first time monster art figure? What's a good I guess starter monster art figure?
I have not bought a monster art since Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong.
The problem
with monster arts is they're so expensive, and I don't feel like they're worth it. If you're looking for monster arts for Godzilla stuff, I would wait because Hia Toys has done some legendary Godzilla figures that are really good. And they announced they're doing classic Toho Godzilla stuff. So I might wait I might say, like, wait and see what they do, because they've been less expensive than Monster Arts, but honestly about the same quality.
Yeah, that's the thing is, like,
yeah,
Monster Arts I would like to get some, but they're so expensive.
I've wanted both Gigants, but I just can't justify the 150 plus on each, you know?
Well, welcome to the chat, Tommy Talks, and Alejandro Valdez.
Welcome, Kamen Jojo.
And Kamen Jojo.
I definitely think that that's probably the best way to go forward with Monster Arts is, like, wait to see what Hia does, because I think that Hia might actually be able to, like, kind of beat Monster Arts, because
that's kind of me. That's kind of me right now. Welcome to the chat, Donnie Waltman. That's kind of me with Ninja Turtles right now, since I'm not like going hardcore on NECA, but I might kind of go with Turtle collecting, kind of get each main incarnation, like the Turtles, April, Splinter, Shredder. And well, I randomly found the Splinter and Baxter 2-pack at Target randomly. I'm not sure if that was a real release or anything like
I
that.
think they've been randomly restocking some of them, but I don't know about that one being restocked.
There's some characters like Krang or Shredder that I don't think they're ever gonna like release or bring back. You know, I think they really should, at least for Shredder wise. So like, I might get like that best action Krang, which is pretty like honestly a good replacement. But like,
I'm getting all the best action IDW turtles
because those are the only IDW turtles.
Real quick, Milika asks, "Did you see the deleted scene battle between Optimus and Transit?" I saw the preview clip. I think there's more of it because I said it was a 4-minute scene on the bonus features. I probably won't see the full until the Blu-ray comes out because I'm not buying the digital. But
digital comes out tomorrow for people who want it now. But
Psychos, we don't have that much news.
Did he confirm? Did they confirm when the Blu-ray's coming out for Rise of the Beast yet?
No, but I would imagine it's August.
Yeah, because
it's usually about a month after the digital.
Unless you're Sonic 2, which is like the Blu-ray came out like 2 months after the digital release.
Yeah, I think Transformers will be probably August. It depends on how well movies do in theaters, because if they still think they make theater money, they're not going to send it to digital and Blu-ray as fast.
Spider-Verse is
digital in August, physical in September, I believe. That's what it's currently listed at. That can always change. Guys, I think we should just talk about Wolverine, because I'm sitting here, I'm getting antsy. I want to talk about Wolverine. You guys ready to talk about Wolverine?
And the X-Men?
Yeah, actually, yes.
All right, Ryan Reynolds, you sold me. We're ready to do this. I'm not doing anything with my arms. My foot is sore, so I'm kind of rubbing my foot because I kicked something earlier and it hurts. Wolverine is in yellow spandex after jokes have been made for like 20 years.
What? What was the line from X and Y?
What are you expecting? Yellow spandex?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Muteki T, I am a little worried they've been filming during the writer's strike. I'm hoping this man Ryan Reynolds over here is keeping things on track. But
this movie was in production.
Well, the thing is that you always need writers on set to tweak things. The thing is, I feel like this movie's going to get shut down if there is a SAG strike. And the thing, I think that they're doing a lot of the stuff that requires VFX first. If I were to take a guess, some of the more comedic scenes that would require more improv, because they're not allowed to improv during a writer's strike, sometimes I think that they're going to be... Yeah, Spin Dash, I thought they were finished filming today, but they're still filming. There was set photos as of like yesterday. So I think that report was inaccurate. I think that they'll probably working on the stuff that needs visual effects so that can be working, because VFX artists aren't using guys, which is stupid and needs to be fixed. But that's this is how it works. They're probably working on the stuff that needs VFX first, and then they're going to be kind of doing the more comedic stuff probably like later on. So we'll see how it goes. It got moved up in the schedule because I think Marvel realizes that this image right here is going to make them $1 billion.
So,
not to mention the other stuff in this movie I'm not going to talk about because it's spoilers.
Before we go to Wolverine, I would say I really do love the more vibrant red Deadpool suit.
Yeah, let's look at Deadpool.
That's true.
He's been given more vibrant red. Also, I didn't think we said hi to Hellfire. Hellfire showed up. Hi, Hellfire. So I would say, Muteki sees, could this be the next Loki or No Way Home? I think No Way Home, based on everything I'm hearing. This could be the next No Way Home. But yeah, the Deadpool suit's been tweaked. They gave it some slight, I was about to call it remolding. That's not exactly accurate.
I think it has less greebling compared to, I think it has less greebling compared to the first 2 movies.
I'm looking over at Marvel Legend, like that's an accurate representation, but it's very similar, but they changed up some of the chest stuff. So like Hasbro can use the mold they got and then just retool it. And it's definitely brighter.
Something about that.
Yeah, the brighter red, I think, I think it's like, you know, the extra. Removing some of the greebling or adding some greebling, I don't mind. I just the vibrant red, because I always loved the movie Deadpool suit, but I was never too.
Uteki T, it's big. Deadpool. Of course, we're gonna look at his crotch. He's got a new belt buckle.
I was never big on that almost maroon color Deadpool. In the first 2 movies, I really love this bright red. Also, is the belt logo different?
It is. It is a little different. It's a little bit more comics accurate. Jambalaya, we'll talk about the Ultraman movie in a little bit. Let's talk about the big news, though. Hugh Jackman's in a Wolverine costume.
22 years.
I've waited my entire life for this, guys.
That looks like an actual comic book.
Big question. How do you feel about the sleeves? Because I see people...
So, the sleeves. All right, first, let's not look at the hands, because I have a whole discourse about the hands. I don't mind the sleeves, and I'll tell you why. First of all, sleeves are going to be better for stunt work, because when you have a sleeveless costume, you have to hide the fact that, you know, there's a stunt actor. It doesn't restrict the stunt actor's ethnicity, and on top of that, it makes it easier to cover for, because if they're like rolling, they're going to have to pad the arms. Hugh Jackman's arms still look fantastic, but we don't necessarily need him guns out all the time, because it is harder on the stunt team. Also, there is a precedent for sleeves. That's the wrong image. There it is. The Marvel Now costume for Wolverine in the comics did have sleeves. And I did like the orange color there. It was very X-Men Evolution.
Yeah, very X-Men Evolution.
So, you know, I don't mind the sleeves. I think it makes sense.
I do like that the costume is more taking cues from Astonishing.
Yes, I was about to get to that. So let's look at this real quick. We're gonna run through this. This is this, but live action. So they sort of downplay, I think, the tiger stripe a little bit, like in the torso. It's definitely less like straight like stripes than this is here, but I think it works. Obviously, he's not wearing the mask here. I imagine he's going to wear the mask at some point, but maybe not the entire time. There's that.
Do you think it's gonna be big ear like 90s era?
I'm hoping it's this. Wolverine and the X-Men was produced by Kevin Feige, and Kevin Feige, of course, also worked on the original X-Men films as a producer. That's how he got started with Marvel. I would really just like to see some variation of the Wolverine and the X-Men mask. In general, if they were going to give me, you know, if someone were coming to me from Marvel, go, you know, how do you want your X-Men to look? I would go with this, because this isn't too comic booky, and this kind of works with the MCU style.
Yeah, I think the Wolverine X-Men outfit, which is definitely mostly the Astonishing X-Men outfit, but with some slight differences, I think. It's always been my favorite look for Wolverine.
But I say this for everybody too, like Nightcrawler, Storm.
I love Cyclops.
Everybody, like Cyclops' trench coat. This is how you do it. You know, this is how you do this is. I think this is the template for X-Men.
That's costume design right there.
Yeah.
I
wish Kevin Feige brought this back instead of the '90s X-Men. I love '90s X-Men, but I would have loved
this. Literally ends like cliffhanger.
I know.
Yep.
I say one thing I do agree with is people do wish the black hat, the belt had black, like more black on it, because it does kind of blend in.
It is, yeah, it is very yellow. Not to look at the Wolver crotch here too long, but there is the X symbol, which chat pointed out as well. The X symbol does imply the other X-Men are going to have costumes. I may or may not have heard they do. So I also, like, I don't know, how much beans do I want to spill here? Everything about this movie is probably going to leak like No Way Home did. David V 2002, welcome to the chat. Yes, they should put the Orville out on Blu-ray. Or at least some kind of disc, because I think I only did one season. But anyways, the thing is, I keep pointing in the wrong direction. The thing with this look, so How many beans do I want to spill, guys? Should I say who I've heard are in this movie?
Which one cannot get us in legal trouble?
None of them can because everybody's been talking about it.
All right, I think we can talk about them.
All right, James Marsden, Famke Janssen, and Halle Berry are all likely in this movie as well.
I mean, it's not too surprising.
Oh god, okay, sorry, we lagged for a moment. Why is it turning red? Get back, come on, stream, catch back up. There we go. All right, so that is the four original X-Men, quote unquote, from the first movie is what I've heard. James Marsden I heard about a long time ago. Famke Janssen has been part of the same rumors. Halle Berry dyed her hair silver recently. Okay, so don't tell me she's not coming back as Storm. But
no, I love Actor Not Disney's coming for you and take out your internet.
Yeah, no, we're gonna keep going. So Cable, I think they did confirm Cable's not in it. But that Cable's device is going to be like part of the plot, which makes sense. And then we got confirmation. Like I consider anything Hollywood Reporter, Deadline, or Variety says to be confirmation. Jennifer Garner is coming back as Elektra, which is insane, but also really cool because this does feel like it's not just Fox X-Men returning.
It's just early 2000s
Marvel specifically. Because Daredevil. And there was also, I think, a rumor that Ben Affleck was going to be showing up as Daredevil.
But will Evanescence return?
I hope so. I want Evanescence returning for Elektra's one scene.
I'm hoping.
Welcome to the chat, Mecha Conzilla.
Yeah. I kind of want Nick. If they have rumors of Nick Cage coming back as Johnny, then it'll be perfect. Or what's he saying? I just want this movie.
Well, that one's trickier because Ghost Rider was Sony, not Fox.
Oh yeah, it was.
I mean, they're all under the mouse now.
Yeah, Disney's got all of them now. But I'm kind of curious because, Zeltrax and Cyrock had the same kind of idea. Deadpool kills the Fox universe. It kind of feels like that. I think it's.
I personally wanted it to be a dumb multiverse road trip movie.
It was already described as a road trip movie when they announced it. And the TVA are involved from Loki. So, it's going to be a multiverse road trip movie. Kamen Jojo brings up the question I've been asking, what about the FF? Where's, Fantastic Four? I would love it if both casts showed up.
Both,
Also because of how many casual people would be confused by Chris Evans and Michael B. Jordan being there.
Yep. You know what I wanted this film to be? I wanted it just to be Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but with Deadpool and Logan running for the TVA.
It might be something like that, honestly. I guess I should zoom out of Hugh Jackman's beautiful face. I have one more thing to say about the costume. But the TVA from Loki, they cast a guy to play a new TVA agent, and then I believe Owen Wilson's going to show up, at least hopefully. Be careful online, guys, because there has been a version of the script leaked online, and I don't want to go that far. I just kind of like hearing about some of these people. Mutegi T is Kiwei Kwan in it to reunite with X-Men and Wolverine. He used to be a stunt coordinator. I wish, but I don't think he is, because I think he's off doing other great acting stuff with his Oscar, and that makes me very happy.
My only real actual what I want personally in this film is I would want Laura to appear somewhere in this movie.
That would be nice. What I don't want is Kamala Khan showing up, because I think I would probably just blow up a theater. I don't know. Blow up in a theater, not I would be really mad. I would be like, if you guys have ever seen the video of someone just losing their mind at the end of The Rise of Skywalker, that would be me if Kamala Khan shows up to join the X-Men or something. I would lose it.
I was like, wait, what's wrong? Come out. They're like, oh right, music.
Yeah, exactly. I keep forgetting they're trying to make her a mutant in the MCU. The other thing that I find really funny about this image is how tall Wolverine is.
I see. There's a great edit I saw.
Oh, did someone shrink him? Did someone do an edit of him shrinking? Oh,
I'll go get it and put it in the stream chat.
Hugh Jackman is what, 6? How tall is Hugh Jackman?
I gotta tell you guys, I love Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, but he is such poor casting as Wolverine
because he's so tall. Wolverine's 5'2".
Exactly. He's our second Australian Wolverine. There it is in the streaming chat.
It's true. The thing is too is that it's not only like his height, it's just like it's like casting me as Wolverine. It's like what are you doing?
Put that in memes too, Dark Claw, if you can.
I put the screen chat. Sound you want?
All right, here we go. There, it's perfect. There we go. Comic accurate Wolverine Deadpool right there, guys.
There you go. Exactly.
I love how they kept this.
You were talking about you were talking about the belt, and you said he had something to say about the hands, right?
The hands, yes. Because I was gonna talk about. He has the hand glides. This is something that makes me so happy because
because he never had it in the films. It just comes out of the glove.
He's never had it in the films. His claws would tear through any fabric, right? So in the and it's weird too because in the old comics and like X-Men the Animated Series, he has these on his hands even when he's not wearing the gloves.
It might be one of those discommunication.
Yeah, it was also like it's just like it also was like in the flashback episode of X-Men Animated Series, he doesn't have his claws because that was before the Bone Claw retcon happened, and Magneto's helmet doesn't block telepathic signals because that was before the movie retcon. I know my X-Men history, but anyways, the little claw glides are great because it's iconic, and he's never had them, so that makes me very happy. Now, I will say there was one thing about this. So, obviously, it's astonishing base. That's cool. Obviously, we talked about my love for Wolverine and the X-Men, right? All right, so two things. First of all, they brought back the Wolverine haircut.
Yeah, he has those points at the very end.
He's got the pointed out hair. And he's got they gave him the Wolverine look, which says to me that they're going with, this is not Logan, obviously, but maybe this isn't even in the Days of Future Past timeline yet, because this is like, he's using the same hairstyle. I could be looking in this too far. It could just be because they're like, this is the best he's ever looked. And if you've never seen the Wolverine, it's a great movie. Please watch it.
The main gag of this movie is gotta be the timeline joke of these X-Men movies. Is gotta be one joke.
Now, here's the last thing I gotta say about this. I am ever so slightly bummed out, just a little bit bummed out that we're not getting this. The deleted post-credit scene from the Wolverine had a box that had the cowl, the gloves,
right, I remember that.
The suit.
Yeah.
Because, and this is the thing, I am a huge fan of Logan and Wolverine. I like the yellow and blue. I totally do. I am a brown suit Wolverine guy for life. Okay.
Yeah.
So I am like, I would love this. Somebody I know that follows rumors and has insider info said today that Wolverine's going to have multiple costumes in the movie. Please let one of them be the brown suit. I would be very, very happy.
How much do you want the purple one, though? I have a toy of that purple one.
I know.
I mean, they could do both.
I just want a scene with every Wolverine in every costume, so that way we can mine toys out of it for a decade.
Now I want like those classic fashion montages where it's Wade giving Logan all
that would be classic.
Fun. It just goes through all Logan's outfits.
SSJ4 Jason says, hopefully they reference.
I'll find a picture.
Yeah, find a picture. I'll put it up. SSJ4 Jason said, hopefully they reference the Wolverine picture photo meme. I'm sure they will. Sly Rocker, that's not a bad idea. The MCU Wolverine having the brown suit. I would like, actually, that might, we'd have it longer, so I'd be way happier with that, actually.
This is a toy I have.
I would say that, man, looking at this compared to, you remember the Dark Phoenix's X-Men uniforms?
Yeah. Oh, the Dark Phoenix I actually didn't mind the Dark Phoenix X-Men uniform.
I might have a problem with them. They look kind of cheap looking.
I think they were supposed. There was a cut subplot of Dark Phoenix where like Charles was parading the X-Men out as like, look, we're the good ones, and he was like doing all this parade thing. And there's like a kid that has a Mystique toy in one scene, and it was going to be a whole subplot of the movie because Dark Phoenix was a 2-part movie originally, and like one of the subplots was that the X-Men didn't feel like they were actually helping people anymore, but that they were just like Charles's publicity stunt. And that explains those costumes in that movie so well. Like, not for me going out here going, Dark Phoenix would have been a good movie if it was twice as long, but they had some really good ideas they were cooking.
We need to do a tier list video of just X movies alone.
We should do that. You know what? If we have time at this stream, we'll do a tier list at the end. I'm sure someone's got one made already. This is a Wolverine figure. Actually, I don't know if I ever owned this, but
I do. I still it's right in my room right now.
Hey, there you go.
Actually, I saw someone.
It's like I forget if that was like a mistake they did, but either way, they sold that toy in those colors.
I mean, that or one of those wacky Toy Biz variants.
Honestly, like, I like it. Someone agrees. They should have let them cook. Yeah. Honestly, pretty good. All right, so I think we've talked enough about Wolverine. Because I could keep going because I love this character and I love this actor playing this character.
I do want to point out that someone made a good point to where, like, because this is a rated R movie, probably.
Yes.
Imagine to see this getting bloody up because how bright and colorful it is.
Oh, totally. The thing is that, like, I think even the R rating's not going to stop this thing from being, like, super successful.
Like, he sounded like a Blu-ray alert from actual official merch. We got the Funko Pops.
Oh, I know. Those went up for pre-order last Thursday. They didn't even tweet about them until today.
Yeah, I saw that just now.
I ordered all the Blue Beetle Funko Pops, by the way. I have a problem. There's also... I also saw a leak of a Ghost Rider Robbie Reyes Midnight Suns Funko Pop for Comic-Con, and I'm like, I've never wanted to hunt down a Funko Pop as much as I do that one. I think we're good. I think we've covered Wolverine's costume pretty good. Kamen JoJo, I think the MCU is going to make it to the 2030s, as long as humanity is still here.
As long as it makes money.
Because the thing is that even when the MCU is underperforming, it's still making a shit ton of money.
Or enough codes for Soylent Green, whatever the currency is.
Whatever the currency is. Yeah, Kaiju 1954. I am a little bit worried because of the writer's strike. I don't know if Ryan Reynolds just was like, I'm going to be a scab and just improv anyways, because we need this movie to happen. I definitely... the thing is, here's the thing. Even if this movie's terrible, I think it could still make a shit ton of money just because of who's in it. Because if I'm going to be honest, I've watched No Way Home. I watched the theatrical version twice, and I watched the extended version. No Way Home is not a great movie. Like, when you look at it from a fundamental filmmaking perspective, but by golly, is that the most fun Spider-Man movie, live action Spider-Man movie that I could ever watch. Because it's just the act of having all those actors in it makes up for its weird writing decisions and stuff. Like, they dropped the Peter Parker, like, public identity plot so quick, and they put, like, a bunch of other stuff in, and there's, like, giant plot holes, but the charisma of having all those actors in the same space together just makes up for all of it.
It's one of the things where No Way Home, I think, is definitely a good movie, especially with I do agree.
It may not be a good film, but it's a good movie. I think there is a fundamental difference between movie and film.
Yeah,
that's me with the Timothy 2007 movie. Because you can definitely argue that movie is definitely not a good movie, but I still really like that movie a lot.
Denj Rowland brings a good point. You can always ADR lines when the strike is over. That's true. He's, Ryan Reynolds in The Mask can ADR anything because they animate that mask in post. And someone says No Way Home is pretty bad, IMO, but it's honestly pretty incredible to have everyone in it. Yeah, I think like this is going to be the same thing. Like, hopefully this is also good on top of it. But if it's not, at least like the act of having these people together, that's the thing. Mutegi T, I can't speak to Cats because I haven't watched it. No Way Home's extended is not streaming anywhere as far as I know, except
on
Stars.
YouTube. I know it's on YouTube, but you have to buy.
Yeah, you can buy it on digital platforms. It's what I think. How did I do it? Did I buy it or did I buy a rental? I think I bought it. I don't buy digital stuff very often. I thought they would have re-released the Blu-ray with it included, but I guess that's not happening.
They're going to do some mega box set version.
I know. I'm still waiting for it. Infinite says, I feel the MCU has gone off the rails after Endgame since it seemed like it had no clear direction for the story. Yeah, because it's funny because I think Phase 4 is like the most comics accurate phase of the MCU because it's just a bunch of different stories, and some of them go places and others don't, and then you just try to see what works, and then
it's the most comic book. Yeah, it's the most comic book. So, I mean, how many people actually know we're in Phase 5 now? I wonder how many people know that.
I didn't.
They weren't supposed to be in Phase 5. They made that decision because the Twitter algorithm kept saying Phase 4 is bad. Andros brings a good point. No Way Home has the thing is that like Peter is very irresponsible in that film, and I think that's the point. Is that like he gets kind of dead set focused on stuff, doesn't think things through, rushes into them too quickly, and then it all backfires to him by the end of the movie. The thing is, I think that it's something where it's like MCU Peter is so bullheaded in most of his appearances, but it never bit him in the ass as hard as it did in that movie. And I think that was kind of the point. And yeah, I mean, as much as they talk about the MCU, I saw Will's comment saying Phase 4 being Plants in Space 2 confuses me. I honestly think that, you know, they do these long planning sessions, but nothing has stayed the same. Captain America 3 was a Serpent Society movie until Batman v Superman got announced, and then it became Civil War.
I will, when it comes to Phase 4, I will always like fight that Shang-Chi is a great movie. Damn it!
Anyone that's debating that if Shang-Chi's a great movie is truly lost.
Which one's Shang-Chi?
The martial arts one.
The one with Sam Liu.
Yeah, no, I recently saw it finally. I liked it.
It's great.
It took me too long to watch it, but I watched it.
I will say, you know, Mechaconzilla brings a good point. Its downfall has affected people's view on comic book movies, which is why they've been flopping. Alternatively, I don't think there's been a good comic book movie this year except for Guardians and Across the Spider-Verse.
I'm looking forward to Mutants Mayhem. That's a comic book movie.
It is, but the thing is that Spider-Verse is still making a ton of money, so it can't be necessarily super fatigued.
Hey, when's that Turtles movie coming out?
August 2nd.
Comic.
August 2nd. I
have the, you know, as someone who does like the
let me get back to my initial point because you're pulling me off topic a little bit. Let me get back to my initial point. The problem I don't think is superhero burnout. I think the problem is simply, it's bad. It's not even bad movies per se, but mediocre movies, right? Like the only movies that break out and have actually succeeded in the comic book space this year have been Across the Spider-Verse, which was like a revolutionary storytelling experience through animation, and then Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which is not a fun movie to rewatch. It's a depressing film in a lot of ways. It's really
think with Guardians 3,
but it's really good.
Love Guardians.
It's just
I love Guardians 3, but it makes me wonder kind of would Guardians 3 be as well like being seen by so many people if it wasn't for the gun with Marvel kind of thing. That's the thing I always wonder because the whole because we all knew that we all knew that Gunn had to fall out with Marvel, then they got him back, and then it's converted to be his last movie for DC. So you gotta wonder how much of Guardians 3 success because of Gunn himself.
I don't know how much the audience actually knows any of these creators behind them. Like the general audience, the casual movie-going people, I don't know how much of them pay attention to.
There's definitely I think there's definitely a percentage, definitely, but yeah, a lot.
I don't know if it's enough to express.
Yeah, not enough.
Affect the box office. Going through some comments here because I think there's some good stuff here. Spin Dash, they confirmed it was supposed to be Serpent Society, but it wasn't just a red herring. The Civil War only happened because Batman v Superman got announced, and they wanted to get to it first. That was all it was. Will says that's Super Skrull's gonna be in Secret Invasion. It was planned that way. Yeah, certain things they can do, but you know, Muteki T, they've had to restructure things. I don't know if they're going forward with Kang because I don't think they know. I think that going through it, it's not comic book movie fatigue. It's bad comic book movie fatigue. Will says mid-boring movie after mid-boring movie will tire people out more than bad movie after bad movie. Absolutely. Like I think they played it a little safe in a lot of things. It's one of those things where they have to kind of like play this balance of like they got to try new things, but they got to not alienate the audience. One of the absolute top problems of the MCU right now is there's too many characters. Like, when is Kate Bishop coming back? When are we ever going to see Moon Knight again? There's too much stuff. And the thing is, I think they've been too busy trying to introduce new characters. And then now they got too many characters. There's too many pieces on the board. And that's a massive problem. Welcome to the chat, Zero Films. I will say DC films have just not done well ever. The only one that did well has been
was Aquaman.
Aquaman is the only DCU movie. Aquaman is the only one that's globally a success. Wonder Woman was successful in some countries, but not others.
Are we talking about specifically the DCEU?
Just the EU. Everything outside of it, Joker and the Batman are like the most successful DC movies, but they're not DCEU. Infinite says, I also feel the MCU had big losses, deaths of Cap, Tony, and Black Widow. Like, without them, the Avengers can never truly return. No, it has to be a new team of Avengers, which is what they were kind of setting up, but now they got too many people. Like, I can't tell you what the Avengers lineup would be because it doesn't seem obvious. Whereas back in Phase 1, you could be like, oh, that's the Avengers roster they're going with.
I think the problem with MCU in terms of the public perception is more of, because they are building up to something, but I think they're building up too many things. Like,
yeah, there's way too many things. I can't. That's why it feels directionless, because there's Kang, there's the Thunderbolts, there's their Hulk storyline, the Dark Avengers, which the Dark Avengers are the Thunderbolts at this point. Whatever's going on with Spider-Man, the Kingpin stuff, like there's too many like storylines to keep track of.
I do agree with Kyle in the chat. The Disney Plus series has definitely blown the MCU a lot.
Yeah, they absolutely. Yeah, Kyle says the Disney Plus, bloated the MCU is perfect example. Andreas says Miss Marvel, Kate Bishop, Ironheart, Ant Girl, Thor Girl. I mean, the thing is that like Jane Thor's done. Ironheart is getting a series spinning out of Black Panther. Miss Marvel's going to be in the Marvels in a couple months. And Kate Bishop, I don't know where she's going to show up again. Like the next Avengers.
Don't forget, the Celestials. Yeah, don't forget, there's a giant Celestial's hand and head.
Yep.
Or apparently, or the end of the Eternals. There's a giant Celestial outside our planet, apparently.
Yeah, nobody even notices it. I think that DC's done better in the TV space. Marvel's struggling with the TV space. I think the problem with Marvel's shows is that they're not good enough. Like even the ones I like the best MCU shows were Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter. And none of the
according to the press people at Disney, the best MCU show technically is Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur because they call it MCU adjacent, quote unquote.
Yeah, but the thing is, of the live action MCU shows, the best ones are Agent Carter. Oh yeah, I forgot about Thor having a daughter. God, Love and Thunder was a weird movie. Love and Thunder, basically an SNL sketch. The thing is, I think that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter knew how to make a show that you didn't have to watch to be able to follow the movies, but it enhanced your experience of watching the movies and expanded the universe out.
It's proper extended media.
Yeah, and they figured it out. It was like, but then as soon as they got to Disney Plus, they didn't pay, and it's probably because of Kevin Feige and Jeff Loeb's weird, feud. Like Jeff Loeb's a piece of shit, but like he had good ideas.
I think the biggest problem, what's going on with the Disney Plus shows and the movies is they're trying to connect everything and not let something be standalone.
Because then the standalone stuff, like Moon Knight, is too short to be standalone. Right? Like Moon Knight's only 6 episodes, and it ends on a cliffhanger that leaves you going, "What's next?" But there isn't anymore, and you don't know where he's showing up again. Right?
Oh yes, we do. Yes, he do. He's in 2099.
No, Oscar Isaac shows up around, but like, and John Belair makes a good point. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter, actual episodic series, and not 6 movies broken into pieces.
When are we getting?
Not to mention, I'm watching Secret Invasion. It is painfully bad. It is painfully bad.
I haven't checked it out.
Let me finish my thought here. Everything, the entire plot of the entire Secret Invasion show would be like maybe a 2-parter on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Do you agree that Secret Invasion was meant to be Captain Marvel 2? Because I seen you throw that around. Now, I haven't seen it because the AI thing rubbed me the wrong way. I won't check it out.
It's not Captain Marvel 2. It's a Nick Fury, let's have Nick Fury be depressed show. Like, I don't know what it's supposed to do.
I seen people say
but back on track, because I think we could go through all the MCU shows. I do think that, like, What If was ultimately pointless because they cannot get us a season 2. There is merchandise out there for season 2, and they can't even get it to air. And that's a problem.
I don't want to say that for whatever because it was never meant to. I think
it was never meant to be anything major.
It was just a cool.
I gotta say, Falcon and Winter Soldier and Miss Marvel totally needed to exist because getting origin stuff done on a TV show is a good way to do it, so that way you don't have to worry about doing it in the movie space. Mm-hmm. But I think Secret Invasion is absolutely the worst Disney Plus show. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, oh, I have to watch that. Like, I don't look forward to it. Yeah, the thing is, too, Kyle brings a good point. No Way Home and Guardians are kind of like wrapping things up as opposed to not worried about setting things up. And I think that's a good point. I do have other news for us to talk about if we go back. To...
Okay, let's kind of finish up our weirdly Marvel discussion.
I agree with Jambalaya though, because I thought Miss Marvel was great. I thought Miss Marvel. I think Miss Marvel could have been great, but the problem was making her a mutant, giving the clandestines existing at all, and not just making it a street level Miss Marvel origin. And not giving her a costume to the last episode was ridiculous.
I hate that show was about the world ending. I hate that so much.
It was all misguided stuff, but I like the whole cast. I think Secret Invasion will lead into the Marvels, but I don't know if anything of consequence will happen, because outside of Nick Fury gets his groove back, I don't really know what Secret Invasion's really doing. And I don't know where they're going to take Super Skrulls next, you know?
Anyways, happy Ultraman Day.
Happy Ultraman Day. Before we get to that, I have a couple brief news topics before we get to our Ultraman stuff. I could ramble on about the MCU. I mean, I love the MCU, but there is problems, and I'm not that affected by it because I'm a comic fan. But I'm seeing I'm seeing the seams. The seams are breaking a little bit. I'm still in it for the long haul. I watched Inhumans. Oh God, I think Inhumans had more going on. I think Inhumans had more going on than Secret Invasion.
Oh God, that's bad.
Yikes. All right. Hey, if you got $22 and don't know what to spend it on, please buy the Star Trek Prodigy Blu-ray. I need this show to continue its Blu-ray releases. So despite Paramount Plus canceling the show and pulling it from the service, they are making Star Trek Prodigy Season 1, Volume 2 with episodes 11 through 20 on Blu-ray and DVD September 26th.
Thank goodness.
Thank goodness, because there was the back half of the season did not exist for legal viewing, and now it's coming back. So I will, by the way, everybody in the chat, I will circle back to, is Inhumans better than Secret Invasion when Secret Invasion is over? I need to see the last 3. Because Disney Plus shows have this weird thing of, they'll either start good or start bad, but then they'll always have, their strongest episodes are the last 2, and sometimes that can turn the whole thing around. Anyways, so Star Trek Prodigy Season 1, Volume 2 exists. Please buy it if you can, because, if anything, Season 2 could get a direct-to-Blu-ray release. David, I think Orville could work as an animated show. It probably cost them less to make. Inhumans was an 8-episode ABC miniseries that was so bad that Kevin Feige can't use Inhuman stuff because he has a mental tick or something. I don't know.
You know the Akira meme? It's like that with Kevin Feige and Inhumans.
Yep. Guys, the complete selection modification double Typhoon from Counter to V3 exists. Behold, the 3 images they gave us. 1.
Man.
It's belt. 2. V3 hopper. 3. Belt from a different angle. Okay, so I'm not buying it. I love...
Okay, sound up. What will you get? The helicopter or this?
I'd rather get the helicopter. I love V3. It is my absolute favorite writer show. My favorite writer character. I do not understand why this costs 28,000 yen.
That equals how much in dollars?
The cheapest place I can find it at the moment, Toku Collectibles is selling it for 400.
I think that is more expensive than the helicopter.
Yes, it has the spinny things. Yes, it has the light in the center. It has real cowhide leather belt. Why? I don't. The original props don't have cowhide leather. Why do they keep doing this?
I feel bad for all the fans who are allergic to leather, who can't touch it without getting hides.
I live in a desert. Do you know what happens to real cowhide leather in a desert? It
cracks.
dies. It dries up. It cracks. And I We have not heard of Team Kamen Riders getting this. Apparently, we're getting the Shadow Moon belt, even though we didn't get the Black Sun belt. That's a whole big thing. They got the Ichigo belt. It's still sitting around at clearance. Or it hasn't hit clearance price yet, but everyone's still got it in stock. I don't see them bringing this over. There's no motion sensor, which is insane. The V3 hopper, you just press a button and it makes sounds, but like you couldn't have like the little like hopper, like the actual thing that he shoots up into the air with the little radar. I would like this, but I feel like they wasted the budget on the cowhide leather because it doesn't really have that many features. And the video where Hiroshi Miyauchi displayed it was great. But him recording new dialogue means V3 sounds about 50 years older than he did in the show. It's just how that goes. I want a V3 belt, but like this is a ridiculous amount of money for what it is.
I think what bugs me more is that letter, just because hey, you're a big V3 friend. What's that? You're like allergic to leather. If you touch it, you grow in hives. Good luck. Right? Like
there's no reason to be using genuine leather on a Kamen Rider belt toy. The other thing is I'm shocked this silver box does not do anything. Like they couldn't figure out how to put any sounds in that. Psycho O's, I'm not moving. That's not going to solve my problem. So this is one of those things where it's like on paper I would totally be on board, but in actuality I'm not.
Psycho O's, will you rather have something like this or the helicopter?
We're not running a poll. Oh yeah, Sly Rocker. I did see that the SHF upgrade's making it upon head. I think honestly, like I wish Tamashi would just do head packs. I agree. Speaking of things that cost too much, and I don't have the physical. There's a physical limitation preventing me from buying it. We got a new teaser for the ThunderCats Cat Slayer.
Every time I look at this thing, it feels like the scale is changing because. The picture where
Hellfire's got a good idea. Move a state and sell an organ. Yeah, I know where to go.
This shot of the round table, like my eye is like it feels like playing with its perspective games. Like,
yes,
is that for 6 inches? It looks too small.
It's like this thing is very weird because again, I can't get a read on it either. It looks amazing. We did get a price on this.
How much?
$650 plus $100 flat rate shipping.
$700. So that's around the same. That's around the same price as Snake Mountain.
It's a little bit more than Snake Mountain. Yeah. This is Super 7. I would like this hypothetically. The price isn't even a problem because you can do a 12-month payment plan. I just don't have room for this, and I don't think I ever will.
I think this for me is like what is because I'm assuming it's for the Super 7.
It is for the Super 7 Ultimates, the 7-inch figures.
I think my problem because
I'm hoping. I think the idea is that you can take the table and chairs and just like display it outside, if you want.
Okay. I think I know what's throwing me off with the whole perspective thing. You see that staircase going up to like a room.
That's a scaled down staircase, like all the staircases on the Castle Grayskull or Snake Mountain. That is that's scaled down. It's not like proper scale. Like they're having to play with it. They said they designed it at full scale and it was going to cost like twice as much, and so they scaled it down.
Yeah,
Toma, you're right. I do need to invest in pod storage.
I think that's what's throwing me off because I see those stairs and that like room that the stair goes into, and that looks tiny.
But if we look up here, like where this computer console was, we saw a Lion-O in a chair this size earlier. They're gonna launch the pre-orders at SDCC, and there'll be a physical model on display. So hopefully we'll get a bunch of pictures and we can.
I think the model is gonna be better to assess because I think my problem here with these photos of the Cat Slayer is
perspective. Right.
I think it's also because it's a 3D model, so like I feel like that won't because a 3D model will always have it. Even if you do scale, like it would say in Blender, you scale your Lion-O to be around the 6-inch mark in what will be in Blender from real life.
Yeah.
Even you make use that Lion-O to build your 3D model of the Cat Slayer, I still think it'll be still off because
they had to tweak the Thunder Tank like 7 or 8 times.
Yeah, because with camera angles and everything like that, it's one of those optical illusions where like things look bigger and smaller. So yeah, I think
I'll be very glad to see this the actual like physical model at Comic-Con.
I'm gonna take a TV. I want to redecorate the Bat Cave.
You know what? I want a basement, guys. I would love to have a basement, like a toy basement. I'm in a 1-story house though, so that's not happening. Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else to say. I'm not buying it, but I'm gonna keep talking about it because at least it's fascinating to look at. It's where I'm at.
Have they done the Wild King, Wild Cat yet in Ultimates? I know those were Mattel.
Okay. In fact, let's talk about it. Wave 8 had Wily Kit. Here's Wave 9 of ThunderCats. Welcome to the chat, Stephen. Listen. So Wave 9 got revealed. First up, we have Chilla from the Lunatac. She's Lunatac number 2. Only 4 more to go. I'm saying the word Lunatac, and I feel like nobody knows what I'm talking about, and that's fine.
It's been so long saying the scene with the ThunderCats that like I need to rewatch it eventually.
You need to watch the later season. The later seasons are so good.
It's
weird. Season one is better animated, but season 2 through 4 are better storytelling. Anyways, Chilla is been, she's part of the Lunatacs. I wanted this line to get to Lunatacs because that is absolutely something we've never had before. Welcome to the chat, Stussy. Yes, I will be getting the Indiana Jones figure art. I definitely like the way she looks. I don't really have any complaints. I'll review her later. We're getting LJN Toy Color Groon. Apparently he's supposed to have alternate hands. They just missed him in the render, so, don't be alarmed, I guess. That's nice. I'm not buying the toy variants. LJN Toy Jaga. Also nice. I'm not buying the toy variants. And then we got a brand new Wily... I realize these images are too large. Brand new Wily Cat. Looks much better than the Mattel one, just like the Wily Kit was.
Is it a pure remold, or are you using the same, base?
Brand new figure. Brand new top to bottom. Better scale, too. And there will be... these are better scale. The hoverboards are more accurate. The stands look sturdier, because the stands broke on my Mattel one. And they have, kind of little dust effect to them. I like the way that they did the smoke pellets, because they did a hand for the smoke pellets on the Mattel one, and it's just like a plume of smoke coming out from his hand, like they're exploding in his hand. Here he's got one in a grip to hold, and then 2 hands of him throwing them, which looks a lot better. But yeah, we're finally getting Wily Kit and Wily Cat. Wave 10, I think, is going to get revealed in November, they said. So hopefully there's another Lunatac there.
So question,
yes.
Because how much characters do you think they have left to do in Ultimate ThunderCats, or they're gonna do NECA Turtle, 80s Turtles, and do everyone?
Oh, also, if you pre-order the entire wave at Super 7, you get an alternate head pack, which is cool. But I don't need to buy the whole wave. I'm just buying the 2 I need. Anyways, so how deep you think they're going?
Yeah, how you think they're gonna be like NECA 80s Turtles, where they do everyone, even the characters that I think even diehard 80s Turtle fans forgot about?
I think this line probably has another 15 figures in it. They did say that the LJN color variant sold really well, and that Andreas, there's a adventure series old indie from Dial of Destiny. They haven't touched the Kid Lion-O. They haven't done the rest of the Hammer Hands crew, the Berserkers. They haven't done the rest of Captain Cracker's crew. There's a lot they can do.
Are they going to do the naked variants for episode 1?
I don't know, because I think Brian Flynn's unsure if Warner Bros. Will approve them. But they did say the LJN variants are selling well, so they're going to keep doing them, which is why I think we're seeing a half and half wave.
Did Brian Flynn ever confirm that they have the license for the whole franchise, or just the original 80 series?
They have just the 80 series. Until someone mentioned it to him in an interview recently, he didn't even know people would want the 2011 series.
Yeah, I would love to have new figures of the 2011 series, but I understand why.
Yeah.
Why you're. Is that like Challenge Turtles, where we got to the point where we should have them now? Because again, NECA's doing so much randos.
Also, 2003 Turtles lasted 7 seasons.
Yeah,
ThunderCats was in and out in 26 episodes.
I keep want to say 2 seasons, but no, it was 1 season. I think it's just those DVDs confuse me.
Stussy, I'm sorry to hear about your Dino Thunder Black. Hopefully you can get a replacement, because that sucks. Jambalaya, yes, LJN also made video games, and Psycho O's. he said, what was it? Brian Flynn said, "My kids loved ThunderCats Roar, so maybe we'll make them one day," but he's not planning to make them. The other thing is that Silverhawks is currently planned for 5 waves, and that Silverhawks vehicles are on the table, and in fact, they've already confirmed that like Copper Kid's coming with one. But maybe we'll see another Silver. I'm at the point where I'm running out of room for these large items.
You know, I didn't know I was muted the entire time.
Oh my gosh!
I was actually talking about the belt and the ThunderCats.
Oh my god! You missed your whole commentary.
I was being ignored hardcore. I was like, "Yo, I didn't. Why y'all doing me dirty?" Like, oh,
I didn't notice. No. I keep talking over you.
I was.
Well, what are your thoughts on the belt? That's real cowhide leather.
I was gonna say, it doesn't look like it's worth anywhere near $400.
Yeah.
Why does it have cowhide if the original prop didn't have cowhide? And it doesn't look like it's worth anywhere near $400.
I 100% agree.
350, but not 400.
Yeah. No, I agree.
And the ThunderCats, the scaling is throwing me off, like you guys were saying.
Yeah.
Because that thing looks huge, but then it doesn't look huge because it's all Blender models and not the actual toy, right?
Mm-hmm. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, you could buy a PS5 for that much money with a couple games.
It's true.
Question: How much news do we have left? Because I might have to go. Probably can't make it.
3 more news topics.
I probably can't make it for the tier list because I had to go.
That's fine.
Go, but I can say.
Yeah, Kyle. The Jada Toys Evil Ryu will be on Jada Next Level, their direct market site, after the show. So,
thank God you can buy that.
Yeah, don't go looking for scalper prices. Go at get it from Jada directly. Okay, next up, McFarlane Toys has this Batman you can't order, but I just wanted to talk about that. Yeah, always happy to help with Jada Toys information. If you have questions, let me know. I have seen Thunderbirds, but I'm not going to talk about it right now because I want to focus on Batman. McFarlane Toys has a new 2-pack exclusive to Amazon of the Batman 89 Batmobile and a Batman that's actually from Batman 89, and I jumped on this so quickly.
Yeah, but for people who don't know, the one for the key figure for the Flash and the Batmobile are based off the Flash movie. Those designs are different. I think a lot of people don't realize that.
They are different. I wanted his funky bat symbol, the over-designed like bat legs,
with the little weird legs, with the little weird legs at the bottom.
Yep. This also has silver accents, where the Flash version had gold for the Batmobile.
Was it? I forget. Was it Returns that had the guns, or was it 89?
89 had the guns, but they didn't mold them in here. It's fine because this is only $75.
Yeah, that's only like a $20. No, not $10.
Tommy Talks. I agree. It is weird that he only has fists.
But he can't even hold on the wheel.
Yeah, it's funny because I think the Batman's all right. He looks really good inside the car, which is all he's gonna stay in. He's gonna stay in the car. I'm not taking him out of there. But sound out the space. Where will you put it? I will put it right next to the other 2 Batmobiles that sit under my comic shelf. That's where it's gonna sit. I just have to move my Mezco box.
How fast is that going to sell out, though?
It sold out within 20 minutes each time they put it up in 4 different batches on Friday.
Oh, well, there you go.
Yeah, so
it's currently unavailable. I got one though. I got one ordered, so hopefully I get it.
So So this is $70, right?
75.
75. And how much was the Batmobile for the Flash?
The Flash 60? Batmobile was 60, and the figure was 20, so that would have been 80. This is 75. McFarlane doesn't play by our. McFarlane doesn't play by rules, Todd sets his own prices. Okay. So I don't think there's anything else to talk about here with this, right?
Well, the mold, so the Batmobile mold is different because the canopy on the Flash one slides open. Well, this opens up.
Yeah, I'm not sure what is up with the canopy thing, but I think it'll be better to talk about it when we have it in hand.
I guess I feel like why they did this is I know a lot of people complained that the King figure couldn't you could fit him in the Batmobile, but you had to really scrunch it in there.
Yeah.
In order to do the sliding top. So maybe this will let more Batman figures fit in while having those ears be squish, is my guess.
That would make a lot of sense, actually, yeah. It definitely looks good inside of it. Yeah. No, I'm gonna. Yeah. Also, yeah. Tommy talks. The canopy on the Flash one, it's clear plastic. They didn't put enough black paint, so it looked gray.
Right. Yeah.
So hopefully this one will be better.
It just, yeah.
It was just not enough black paint. It happens every time you go to paint translucent. You got to add more layers of paint. Which is why I don't get my Transformers keep using translucent plastic all the time.
Because color mismatch.
All right. Jack Pacific is releasing Blaze. Look at her. Isn't she beautiful? I hope I can find her in stores. I'm still looking for Infinite.
Have you checked your Kohl's yet?
I don't even know if I have a Kohl's.
Yeah, they're showing
you how often I shop for clothing. I don't even know.
Alongside her is a brand. So this wave is Blaze, Knuckles, Shadow, and Sonic.
Knuckles is smiling now.
Knuckles is a brand new mold. I did compare my Knuckles I have, the regular Jack Knuckles. It is a slightly new mold. I can't tell if they fixed my problem with the Jack Knuckles having a permanently 90-degree elbow bend. Hopefully they fix that.
It's funny because we can't tell if he has how his hands are done because his head tails are blocking his elbows.
I think also I imagine his head.
Yeah.
Well, I think also his head might be a softer plastic compared to the regular Jack Knuckles, which is harsh. You cannot turn your head. The way how at least the picture rendered, his head looks more shiny, which means his head might be more softer plastic, so you can actually turn his head for once.
That'd be nice. I don't know if I'm gonna buy a fourth Knuckles.
Because you had to buy others for the accessories.
Chaos Emeralds. Yeah, I'm glad that we got the Soul Emerald.
Soul Emerald, which I hope we want to collect. That's Chaos Emerald Sun. Now collect all the Soul Emeralds.
Do I have to buy Blaze 7 times for all the Soul Emeralds?
Yeah, that's the only way you get the Soul Emeralds. Multicolor.
Muteki T says, "Does he know the way?"
Who knows? Easy repaint, Burning Blaze or Super Form. So that's an easy repaint there.
I mean, you could just start packing Soul Emeralds with the comic characters.
I mean, that's the thing. With Blaze out now, that technically completes was Sega dubs the main cast, quote unquote, because
haven't we done everything Jazzware's done now?
The only one we haven't done.
We're still missing classics. We don't have.
In terms of 4-inch.
Yeah, in the 4-inch, we don't have classic Tails, Knuckles, or Amy.
Knuckles and Amy, yeah. So in terms of outside the classics, we still don't have Storm and Wade. That's the only ones we don't have from Jazzwares. And that's the thing, because the reason why
they got to be coming first, now, right? Like they made Jet.
Because Jet is according to the official Sega height chart pick that you see everywhere when it talks to height comparison.
Oh yeah, we don't have Werehog. Good point.
Yeah, Werehog, but that's a Sonic variant. I think they're focusing on like the individual characters.
They should stop re-releasing the same damn Sonic so many times and start giving us more variants.
Variant Sonics, I know,
like,
right?
Why are they not? Why are they like here? Have the same damn Sonic again, but Werehog, here, Black Knight. Like, I don't know.
It's so weird. It's so weird that Sega's so like. Cause it was a Sega thing. They but like Sega acknowledges all those variants in the mobile games, so it's like weird that they don't let the toy companies make those figures.
Exactly.
But still, with Blaze, we had completed what Sega deems the core cast. So all that's left is. Well, sadly, we still kind of have 4-inch Harmony because 2-inch Harmony is horribly out of scale with the 4-inch.
There's definitely still more to do. I'm just wondering if we can get comic stuff.
I really hope we do because GE released Tank of Whisper and Starline's coming, and they made a Sage push. So there's still many characters to come. I just hope that.
Yeah, we definitely need a new Charmy. I would love a Werehog. And yes, David, I think David, that's a good point. If they did do an Orville animated series, it would probably be in the Family Guy, American Guy style because that's how Seth MacFarlane works.
Hellfire Jazzwares made several Werehogs, but not Jax.
Yep. Anything else on Blaze?
She looks great.
I wish she got leaked on April 20th though. That would have been funny.
But still, it's great. With that, we complete. Again, it's great to see.
It's a good benchmarker. Hopefully, the line doesn't go downhill from here.
I don't think so. Because again, there's so many characters to come in. The toy line, like as much as it is hard to find, it is getting better in my area at least.
I'm hoping the distribution gets better now that the Mario movie's done and they can focus back on. Yeah,
that's the thing is, even though distribution issues aside, it sells well. Like it
definitely sells well for sure.
Yeah, so it will keep going into because I think Jax think Jax has the longest Sonic toy contract from I remember because Jax only lasted about 4-ish years. I think this is
yeah, we don't have Gamma. That's a good point. Kyle mentioned
Gamma. I definitely see coming because we got
also
GE
Sonic
Flush.
and Shadow are coming out again in this wave.
Sonic has a slightly different sculpt.
What's the prices on these?
$10.
$10.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not bad.
Yeah. They're good. They're good. They're great.
It's just the trick is finding them. The distribution is very poor.
Like the Dragon Ball Evolution figures are only like $10.
Yeah, and they're better than all Hasbro $10 figures.
Oh yeah.
Like any companies make better $10 figures than Hasbro.
All right. Speaking of Hasbro, I think it's time to move to G.I. Joe. Or should we do G.I. Joe or Power Rangers?
Joe first, because Power Rangers is always
Go Joe.
Okay, Yo Joe.
Yo Joe.
Comic-Con exclusive this year is Chuckles. Chuckles is a secret agent operative for the Joe team, and they're giving him a full decked out, even a punched out. He's got a black eye and broken tooth head, guys. Isn't this the best?
That's great.
I love he's literally just like those classics. Was it CIA agents or what was?
Yes.
What's the?
He's like the classic CIA, FBI undercover operative guy, where he just looks like normal dude. Chuckles is great. I think
except for his pants and boots, but yes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they kind of gave him the military pants. He's kind of like it's very classic to the way Chuckles has been. He had a great run in the IDW universe. Really great.
Maybe that could be the next.
I love that he comes with brass knuckle hands. That's just fantastic.
That's good. I mean, with all the talk about Joe, that could be your next watch guide, because I think with Joe,
I don't even know how to make a G.I. Joe watch guide beyond just go watch the Sunbow show and watch Renegades.
Maybe the comics.
Maybe the comics would be a better place. He is. I forgot to write this down. What number is he? I know it was on the box. He's number 75, so that fills a gap. I don't think they announced a price. Yeah.
Here's the how much was the?
He's probably 45, like Mindbender was. If I'm going to be honest,
yeah,
he's probably 45. Here's the thing, Hellfire. I loved Sigma 6 as a kid. I went back to watch it. That show is more for kids than anyone should handle anymore. The writing on that show is just abysmal. It is every 4-kids trope in every single line of dialogue.
I think.
No, she's back. She's normal.
Oh, okay.
Sigma 6 is weird because was it a Japanese? Because it was first in Japan because it was Gonzo, but did it ever air in Japan?
No.
Is that a built-in comic?
Yeah, it's got a little comic page. It's the opening flap of his box because there's no window because it's
Why is he a page? Why is it one of the issues of Tom Taylor's Nightwing run?
Yeah, it's a common trick in comics of showing character through motion in a single panel. It looks great.
Sigma 6 is weird because it's they're produced in Japan, so you think it'll have the same quality as at least 4-kids American original stuff like Team of T or.
It says it right here. If you're going to Comic-Con, you can pre-order yours for $41.99. Okay, so he's 42, which is less than Mindbender. They are doing the thing where you go to Comic-Con, you get a QR code, you order it from Pulse, and then they send it to you later. They'll probably put them up for general sale after the show. That's how this always goes. But yeah, Sigma 6 is weird because it's animated by a Japanese studio, but it's dubbed like a 4-kids anime. Except I don't think it's written as honestly, the 4-kids Yu-Gi-Oh dub is written better than most 4-kids dubs are written better than Sigma 6. And the reason why is because they didn't have to conform to anything. That's how they made it from the start. So they put in all of their worst tropes all the time. Theme song's great, but everything else about that show does not aged well.
I will say that I do kind of want to go back and collect those Sigma 6 figures because
the toy line's fantastic. Sigma 6 toy line's great.
The Sigma 6 toy line, honestly, I always kind of declared the prototype of Classified because it has a lot of similar aspects to Classified. But I just really like that style. Yeah.
Last things last, we're on the last week of the Haslab for the Dragonfly. They decided to reveal the final tier, even though they're not showing his figure render. It is Night Force Crazy Legs. So it's our second Night Force variant. I don't think they've unlocked Glinda. Let's go check on that. Crazy Legs looks fine. I think he looks a little generic. I don't think we should have saved him for tier 3. let's go look at where we're at. So we're at 15,231 backers, 7 days to go. We are looking at, Wild Bill, he's included. We've got Ripcord is unlocked. Glinda is at 16, and then Crazy Legs is at 19. I don't know if Crazy Legs is going to put 19. I don't know if he's going to push us to 19. I don't know if I'm buying this. Muteki, I would love to do it. I would love to put my deposit for the copter, except there's no deposit option. I have to pay for the whole thing up front. If there was a payment plan, I would be
when will Hasbro ever learn?
It's funny because, like, Super 7, someone asked, "Oh, are you going to have a payment plan for the Cats?" I'm like, of course, any large item should have a payment plan.
Cough, cough.
Exactly. Even Mattel has payment plans. The thing is, I think there was one team that did an interview, and they're like, we don't know how to do payment plans globally. And it's like, well, then look at everybody else, because everybody else does it. But yeah, so Dragonfly, I think it's worth the $275, even without all 3 tier figures. I will definitely say that if Glinda gets unlocked, I'm going to really try to make it happen. But I don't know about Crazy Legs. But the thing is Crazy Legs is a Night Force variant like Ripcord, so that says to me we're going to get a normal one.
When is Ninja Force Zartan? I want that stupid
We're never getting Ninja Force Zartan.
We will one day.
Because let's see. Let's look up Night Force Crazy Legs and see what comes up on Google. Because Crazy Legs is kind of like one of those rare guys. He was in a 2-pack? He's in a 2-pack with Night Force Outback. Is there a regular Crazy Legs? Yeah. So they have 2 other versions of Crazy Legs. This is regular Crazy Legs. I think we'll see Crazy Legs again. I think we'll see Ripcord again in the non-Night Force colors. I think we'll see a variant of Wild Bill. What do we got options-wise for Wild Bill? Is this me talking myself out of this?
Maybe.
It might be. Because I'm in it for the figures more than the vehicle. Yeah, see, we got this option of Wild Bill. That looks cool. It's like Chuck Norris. That's neat. Yeah, there's another couple options for Wild Bill, Glinda, I think there is only the one Glinda design. So I really hope we get... Yeah, because Glinda only came out in Argentina. Yeah, there's only one Glinda. So I hope we get Glinda. And yeah, I guess we'll find out. A week from now, we will know if I bought this copter or not. We will know. Psycho's Josh also seems to have consistent income. Muteki asks when we get into the NBA player. I'm sure we'll get him at some point. I mean, someone's got to throw him some money at some point, right? Sarge is always up for it, but some of the other real life celebrities are trickier. Yeah, I mean, this thing is cool, but for me, I'm like, do I have $275 to drop on this right now? And I'm not sure. So, I don't think Glinda is Argentinian. I think her figure was only released in Argentina. But I don't think she's Argentinian. But I don't know, because she's like
Nah.
She was a very late wave character.
She has barely any info.
Jane Glinda Mulligan.
It doesn't say your ethnicity or nationality.
Yeah, it doesn't say her birthplace either. There's just nothing about Glinda online.
No, all it says is what she did in the comics, which was die.
Oh, well, there you go.
Which series?
Was it Marvel or Devil's Due?
Devil's Due.
Yeah, Devil's Due did that a lot. Yeah, this is not a slam dunk like the Hiss Tank. Clearly in backer count.
It still did well. It still did well.
It got funded. That's the important part. Peacemaker, you bring up a good point. They could just make a variant of Glinda up.
I think
why not, right?
Well, why not?
I think it's more. I think people like I think it's more. I feel like is people like the Hiss Tank more. So I feel like people are ordering that more.
I think also the Hiss Tank. Yeah, I mean, for me, like Hiss Tank, I was like, hell yeah, I backed it day one. This, I was like, let me see if I got money. It's still good. Like that's someone brings a good point. It's still funded in a day. That's really good. Yeah, it funded a day. Got its first stretch goal. It's probably going to get Glinda in the next week. I hope it does. The Sky Striker was the same way. It got through funding and the first 2 tiers. It just didn't get the 3rd tier. So the Joe vehicles just aren't as popular. The thing is the Dragonfly doesn't excite me like the Hiss Tank did. The other thing I'm thinking about is the fact that there is a Avengers Haslab coming, and I have to think about.
Are they gonna announce that at Comic-Con?
I don't think so, because Star Wars Vintage Collection is doing their Haslab at Comic-Con. I think Hasbro realized they can't overlap these campaigns anymore, because they did that too many times, and I think it backfired. So, welcome to Punk Productions. You missed a lot. We talked about Wolverine in the MCU for a bit.
Like you're coming back. You were glitching for a second, but now you're back.
Yeah.
All right, we're back. Okay. You haven't missed the tier list. We're going to do that here in about 5 minutes.
All right, let's get to what's.
So, anyways, the thing is, I don't think this wasn't a slam dunk for me, but they're not overlapping, so I imagine we're going to get the Star Wars at Comic-Con. And you did miss the CSM V3, but you can back up the stream, or you can wait till the archive comes out right after. Yeah, the Haslab for Star Wars is probably the Ghost from Rebels, and that would be really tempting for me, but I'm not a Vintage Collection fan, and I can just say, no, thank you, and move on. Even though I'm buying Mandos in one. No, anyways.
You're part of the problem.
Yeah, I don't know what the Avengers Haslab will be. If it's a vehicle, I'm out. If it's Giant Man, I'm in. If it's Fin Fang Foom, I'm in. So, I'm kind of... Here we go. All right.
Should we talk about those space people?
Power Ranger leaks. The Omega Rangers. We knew these were coming. Lord Wes, I might do a Power Rangers Morpher update when I get the Cosmic Fury Morpher. That's not a bad idea. So, Omega Rangers. Here's the box art, which I think is a new piece of art. I don't think this is reused.
I don't recognize.
I have read every Power Ranger comic. I don't think this is I don't think this is reused. I think this is actual new art, which means it's gonna be like this box that these X-Men villains came in, and I can't throw it out. Here's the figures.
You can just cut the front off.
Do you know how it's actually harder to figure out what to do with the front of a box than to just keep the whole box? It really is.
You can hang up.
It stacks easier when it's the full box. This is great. This is great.
So now civilian heads, which not a big surprise, honestly.
Thank God. Every comic civilian head has been weird.
Because they keep trying to fuse the actors like this into them, even though they shouldn't.
I believe this is going to be a PulseCon exclusive in the fall. Muteki probably 100, not 80, because that would be on old pricing. 25 a figure.
Plus, it's going to be exclusive. But also Pulse exclusive, so it's going to be
Pulse exclusive. Obviously, they made 2 new molds here, which is cool. I like that everybody comes with fists and gripping hands. That seems to be pretty standard. The effect parts are cool. I like that Trini's got a brand new effect. That I can see that getting used for Hyperforce Yellow if they decide to be cool.
Is her weapon the same as Hyperforce Yellow or slightly different?
No, hers. So Omega Yellow for Trini, she has a hammer, but Hyperforce Yellow has a hammer that turns into a cannon. Guys, Hyperforce designs are amazing. We need them as figures. That's what I'm saying.
That better be a box set. Like Alien.
I would like them to do Hyperforce as a box set, especially since they're taking a role in the comics. But no, these look great. I'm in. I'm sold. Lightning Collection has to do very specific things to get me really excited. Even with QC stuff, I will fight for this because I really, really want this box set.
You open it up and it all just shatters into pieces.
I will fight Hasbro to give me a replacement if something's wrong with this set when I get it. And I won't back down. I will literally fight them tooth and nail. I love these.
So you're telling me is you need to get Battlecat and spray paint in blue and 3D printed head.
Legitimately, they could make a second Omega Ranger 4-pack if they wanted to.
Well, because that'll be the Cat, Def, there are 2. What's the robot's name? Zix or something like that?
Yeah, but also they have the Death Ranger too.
No, it'll be Def,
Cat, Death. Spoilers, but Trini is red. The male yellow that I can't remember the name of, and then Cat. That's how you do a second 4-pack.
I mean, I would like what's their robot companion?
G the robot. I would like him too.
I like him. I wasn't.
I feel like you'd have to do him as a separate release though, because of the tooling.
Yeah, I
But
like
yeah,
it.
gender flip, red and yellow. Do death. Do the cat. There's your second 4-pack.
I wasn't too like. I love the Omega Ranger concept and designs. I wasn't too big on their run because I wasn't big on them being like secret agent rangers.
I liked the. I didn't like Necessary Evil as much as I liked when they did the split Mighty Morphin and Power Rangers book, because I really liked Power Rangers. I thought that was really doing some cool stuff.
I need to read that because I think Necessary Evil really soured me on.
No, I recommend the what did they call it, the recharge era or whatever, the era where they split the books. I thought splitting the books was such a smart idea. Okay, so for everyone that's wondering about SDCC. Nothing Power Rangers at SDCC officially, aside from a Boom Comics panel. That is the only official.
Don't say that the fan. Don't say that the fan will get uppy again.
No, I don't care. This is not for San Diego Comic-Con. This is a leak. This is supposedly for PulseCon. We don't know that for sure. We'll have to wait and see. There won't be any reveals at Comic-Con from Hasbro for Power Rangers because they don't have a panel. And if they don't have a panel, they're not doing reveals. There's not even a panel for G.I. Joe, as far as I know. So,
is there a Transformers panel or no?
I don't think there's a Transformers panel. I think it's just Marvel and Star Wars. Because I think those are the two that actually have exclusives. Because
Transformers.
No, Marvel doesn't have exclusive.
Because technically Transformers, I guess the Transformers team finished their reveal. Because I'm pretty sure there's nothing left for Evolution to reveal.
Right. Collector K9. Yeah. There is a G.I. Joe Transformers panel. Collector K9 says. I missed the news on those because I just kept hearing about everyone going, why is Motu and Marvel at the same time? Power Rangers hasn't been at SDC since 2019. So
they better at least post
yeah, that's trailer. Right. Muteki's reminding me. I did see that thing about Transformers. They're revealing the Commander Class or Studio Series, which is likely Ultraman.
Right. Is there gonna be any Skybound news at Comic-Con?
I think they have an Energon. They might have a panel. I apparently have not looked. I think that. Oh, that's right. They were rolling out their announcements of panels day by day, and I think I stopped paying attention after like 2 days.
So I know they're finished revealing Autobots and they finished revealing Decepticons.
But outside of the comics, the best-selling and most successful part of the Power Rangers franchise right now, I don't think they have any panels planned, so there's not going to be any Hasbro stuff. It would be weird if they had any announcements for Power Rangers at another brand unless there's a crossover. Muteki, there's a listing for a Commander Ultra Magnus, so that's likely happening.
I'm very curious how that's going to be.
I hope it's good because I will buy another Ultra Magnus of it. I have an Ultra Magnus problem. I have too many of them.
I really like the Kingdom. Like I was gonna skip the Kingdom one, but then I picked.
I like the Kingdom one too, but I would love to see if they could do another one where it's the integrated cab.
Yeah, I'm very curious. Like
I like having options with Magnus where like here's like Kingdom is like here's the one that armors up like the G1 toy, but if they're doing Studio, I want to see them do the cab folds in as part of the transformation to make Magnus.
Yeah, that Commander Class, like it needs to look really, really good for me to pick that up because
I'm probably gonna buy it either way because I have a Magnus problem. I'm like, I got the Siege, I don't need the Kingdom. And they're like, here's the Shattered Glass, and it's Delta Magnus. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna buy that.
But that's all for news, right?
Last piece of news: the Netflix Ultraman animated movie has wrapped animation.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm really looking forward to this. I hope we get some kind of trailer or some kind of like more stills because.
Yep. This is becoming like Spider-Man 2 with the one image that keeps getting
or Budokai 4.
Well, Budokai 4 hasn't had any news. The thing is, Spider-Man 2, every time there was news, everyone kept using the same still because there was only one still released. It's the same thing here. So,
because if the movie looks like that still, like I'm looking forward to that because it looks so good.
Yep. Spin Dash, I didn't discuss the Shin Ultraman subs. I mentioned it in my watch guide video, so I'll mention it again here. Don't buy the Shin Ultraman Blu-ray until I get to review it, because I'm pretty sure, because a lot of people have been reporting that the subtitles are completely garbage, and I want to make sure, get like 100% physical confirmation of that before I go, don't ever buy this. But I would say if you have it pre-ordered, cancel your pre-order. I mean, unless it's already too late, 'cause it comes out tomorrow. I don't recommend it based on whatever I've seen so far, and I'll do a review next week when I have it in hand. So,
I'm gonna head off now.
All right.
So follow me at Dark Portrait on YouTube and Twitter. You want any art commissions like the one you see in this very channel? Feel free to commission me, DM me. Anyways, enjoy Ultraman Day as Soundout ranks his tier listing with who's it's. Anyways, everyone have a nice day.
See you, Ryan.
All right.
Well, happy Ultraman Day. We're out of news, and we still got a half hour to go.
Happy shoe watch to you too.
Shoe watched it. Nope. Yep. The trigger. The shoe watch sound still triggers like the back part of my head that was editing the Orbring videos. Yeah. Spin Dash, your Amazon bumped your Shin Ultra Blu-ray to tomorrow. Let's see if they did that to me, because I really want to make that video like as soon as possible. I still need to review Ultraman versus Red King.
Someone said you're letting Dark Cloud in the basement.
Yeah, we'll let him go home today. Yeah, okay, so Kaiji no Kami said that his also was bad. All right, yeah, so I was pretty sure there was like an incredibly slim chance that the final retail version was better than the review copies, but yeah. I have not seen all the shows, so I'm not going to rank anything I haven't seen.
I'll tell you, I did see some wacky stuff in Cosmos, though, myself.
I've seen some wacky
Cosmos makes me wants to put it.
I know. I want to watch it because it looks fun, but it's 65 episodes, and that scares me.
Yeah, that's pretty long.
Yeah.
Aren't Ultra shows shorter usually?
They're usually, yeah. It's the longest one that we ever got. Tiga says, hiya, is that correct? Yeah, I think so.
I believe.
Let me just make sure.
I haven't seen Tiga since '97. I mean, since 2002 or something like that.
Yeah. Can you link me that team? I'll try linking it. If you go on Tier Maker, it's Ukiya Seed made it because he's awesome. It is under all major Ultraman series movie ranking 2023 edition. So I'll send this in the chat and see if it sends. Of course. So
you can make
See you later, Zeltrax. What was that?
You can rename it. You can name D like just instead of like D as bad but didn't watch.
Oh yeah, we could do that.
You know?
Didn't watch because I look legitimately. I love Ultraman so much. There's no D tiers.
That way, yeah.
All right, there we go.
So just name it didn't watch.
All right, yeah, because I legitimately can't think of any D tier Ultraman. You know,
there's none that I hate that much. I haven't seen them all, but.
Stussy says rank them by Blu-ray quality. Oh god, that's a whole different list.
That's
yep. Even Trigger, I wouldn't put.
Even Trigger, I didn't hate that. It's
because the thing is, I didn't necessarily like Trigger's storyline, but my god, that show's well made. It looks pretty. Yeah, Andrew says Cosmos' main goal is to protect lives instead of just brutalizing the kaiju. Yeah, that's what I like about him every time he shows up in in stuff. So Jumbo Elias says I'd put Trigger in the watchable tier. All right, let's just go from the top. Ultra Q, that's an S tier.
The granddaddy.
I love Ultra Q so much. Like legitimately, I think I was like a casual Ultraman fan, and then when the Blu-rays. Oh, Muteki, this is like basically just straight shows. Like, I'm not even going to get into the weeds of all the specials.
Yeah.
Ultra Q was what made me an Ultraman fan, which is weird because there's no Ultraman in it, but it got me to love the kaiju and like, the storytelling. Yeah, go ahead.
Is it fair to say it's like Twilight Zone?
It is. I showed my mom an episode of it, and she was like, this is like Twilight Zone, but with monsters.
That's why I like it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It holds up so well, too. It's only like 28 episodes. If you've never seen Ultra Q, go ahead and watch it. Like I love it. Highly recommend it. It was funny because there's an episode of Ultraman Max that reunites the Ultra Q cast, and after that I showed my mom because we were watching Max together.
Letter.
Then I showed her Ultra Q, and she was like, "Oh, this is really good." Yeah, no, I love it. Ultraman, hot take. This is like a B.
Oh, really?
Reason why is I think every other show does what it was trying to do better, and it's just simply...
Is it because of its growing pains?
Growing pains, absolutely. First time I watched this, I was like, oh, this is pretty good. Like, this is a good start to the franchise. Second time I watched it, I was like, oh, wow, this got some rough edges to it. You know, I like
it's
it.
Like playing certain games.
Yes.
There's games that are like that too, where like, you go back to the first game and like other games are so great, you're like,
Assassin's Creed.
See, this wasn't smooth down. Yeah. I had that game when it came out.
I've gone back to try to play it, and I can't even do it anymore.
Yeah, it's rough.
All right, 7's an A. I think that's not like a hot take. 7 is great. I don't think I liked 7 as much as some others, but I can't deny its quality. Can't deny its quality.
7 the one that's with Leo? Or is that...
That's Leo. Yes, 7 shows up in Leo, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Psycho is, yeah, that's a good point.
Well, it's cool just because of that.
I love 7. I think it's an icon. It's really great. Yeah, all right. Yeah, everyone's trying to get me to return to Ultraman so I can put it here above Ultra Q. This is my favorite Showa Ultra series. I have not finished Taro. I have not watched Leo or the Ultraman or 80, but like I can say for sure that like Return to Ultraman is my favorite Showa series by far. I loved it. The back half of a Return to Ultraman is like best stuff. Some of them.
When did that
best.
one come out?
That was 1971? 71?
Okay. Huh.
I think. That's the one that influenced Anno's everything. Yeah. Yeah, 71. Oh my god, Toma reminded me. Yeah, Jiro Dan passed away this year. I'm so sad. He was so good as Jack. Just so good. Really great stuff. There was like a heartbreaking plot twist that happens in the last third of the show. And it's weird because usually in Showa Toku, like they don't do stuff with lasting impact very often, but when they do, it really hits different. And Jack has that, and it hit pretty good. Ace, I'm gonna put above 7 because Ace is just freaking goofy. I think Ace is my favorite Showa Ultraman, but Ace is like my third favorite of the Showa series. Because I think that Ace was great until the point where Minami leaves. I think that's when it lost itself a bit. Because there was this cool dynamic with Hokuto and Minami have to like join together. Oh, someone! Thank you. Yeah, everyone leave a like on the stream. Please and thank you. Matthew Slur isn't here to remind us. Thank you, someone, for bringing that up.
YouTube
tells YouTube that you like my stuff, and
that there's engagement. Because if there's no engagement, YouTube is like, we don't care how many people watched it. No engagement.
Exactly. I very much appreciate you guys hitting the like button. So Ace was cool because it had Hokuto and Minami doing a dual host thing, like they had to bond together, and it's funny because the first half of Ace is incredibly violent. It's like there's kaiju dismemberment everywhere. And then Minami leaves, and then he just kind of does normal Ultraman stuff, back to wrestling moves and like normal beam attacks. And I'm like, was she the violent one? Was Minami the one that was
probably
doing the intense violence? Yeah, and I just think that the show, it's still good overall, and I enjoyed it more than 7. That's why it's just above 7 in the ranking. But it definitely lost itself in the second half when they lost Minami. I think that was a big mistake. Do you have any thoughts about Ace?
I'm reading some of the comments talking about how Ace is why there's so many crosses in Ava.
Yeah.
And you're talking about dismemberment and all that. And I was like, oh man, there was something else I was going to bring up. It had to do with not Dragon Ball.
Andreas brought up Yapul. I love Yapul. Yapul's a great villain. Every time Yapul shows up in modern stuff, I clinch up a little bit because I'm like, oh crap, it's Yapul.
Oh, I remember now.
Yeah.
It was about Kinnikuman. They were talking about the Ultra Brothers.
Oh yeah.
Did I ever tell you how the creator of Kinnikuman just tried to make Kinnikuman the other Ultra Brother, and he had to be told he couldn't do it because he didn't understand copyright?
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
He just straight up was like, "Yeah, no, I can do that." They were like, "No, you can't just claim your character as another Ultra."
Yeah, that's hilarious. He's like, "I don't understand. What do you mean copyright?" Oh yeah, Small Dream reminded me of the Ace Killer 2-parter. Is the inspiration for all the rebuild Ava lore. Yeah, it's also really good. If I had to recommend a two-parter from Ace, or from any episode Ace, it would be that two-parter. All right, I haven't finished Taro yet. I haven't gotten a read on the show. I've watched one disc. It's a weird show. It's a little
how many tiger-themed Ultras are there? Because Taro, Taiga,
Leo's lion base.
Leo's
almost.
Just because Taro means tiger.
Yeah, and then Raso uses Taro's powers.
No, it's Tora. Tora means tiger. My bad.
It's okay.
That was dyslexia.
Live dyslexia starting to get to me. Right there. I haven't watched Leo yet. Yeah. I haven't watched the Ultraman. Moment.
Sorry.
80 is S tier for the theme song. Just kidding. I haven't actually watched the show. I just love the theme song. 80's theme song is the greatest, okay? Like, if you guys have never heard the Ultraman 80 theme song, like, look it up. It's amazing. I haven't actually watched the show yet. But one day.
Ultraman 80. That theme song that will always live in my head because I was finally watching it on Pluto.
Yes.
And I showed it to Wheels. I didn't realize the firefighter in my background was that loud.
He's like showing it to Wheels, has that audio cranked, fire engine comes screaming through.
Ultraman! And he like almost blew out his speakers.
Yeah. I really wanted to just put 80 in S tier, and anyone that didn't notice,
I need to finish 80 too. I didn't finish it either. I like started it.
A lot of these I've seen an episode or two because I was checking the DVDs. I'm currently just going in order, right? So I got to get to Taro, to Leo, to to Jonius, to 80. I haven't seen Great and Powered for the same reason. What is it? Powered has Jeffrey Combs in it, so it should be an S tier. Yeah, no, just 80's theme song.
Yeah, Kamen Jojo was even talking about what I was talking about. Yeah. About Kinnikuman. He wanted him to be the next soldier. Like, you can't. They're like, you can't do that. It's like, what do you mean I can't?
Yep. Oh, that's right, Toma. Yeah,
Toma said 80 was. Yeah, that's right.
80 was pretty decent. I think they should have kept the teacher thing going. Yeah, it's just like me getting dropped from Ace. Like, why would you do that? I know about the teacher stuff from the Mabius episode, which made me cry. And I'm like, why would you ever drop the teacher aspect? Tiga. God, how do I put Tiga in only A?
Ultraman.
I love Tiga.
I forgot how it the Fox version went.
Oh God, what was it?
Yeah. Ultraman. Tiga.
Yeah. Because nobody sing "Take Me Higher" or else Johnny's is gonna come after us.
Yep.
4Kids dub sucks. That theme song was great. How many times can I say that? Muteki, how do I even rank 40 commercials for nice? How? I've seen one of them. Zaerth is on here. Actually, we'll get there. I put Tiga in A because I think it's a really solid show. Sets up the Heisei era. There's really nothing wrong with it. Maybe the characters could have had a little bit more dynamic arcs. That could have worked. Collector K9 says they dropped this teacher aspect because the current events in Japan at the time, making the show taking place in a school setting too risky. Oh, that makes sense. I like Tiga.
Dang, you think they should remake it?
Oh, that'd be fun. Oh, gang violence in schools was at its peak at the time. Oh, that explains it. Yeah, they wanted to make they wanted to distance. Yeah, Andros, you're right. Nice has his own category. Nice. I like Tiga a lot. I'm trying to decide. Do I put it over 7 and Ace? But I think I kind of do. Yeah. I'm going to put it over 7 and Ace. I really do like Tiga. I think the time since I watched Tiga, I'm like, there's other shows I like more. But I definitely still, Tiga's really up there. Dyna's also is going to be a B. I think Dyna's great. It's a little madcap in places, though. I think I like the characters of Dyna more than the characters of Tiga. I know it's like a hot take, but storytelling wise, Dyna's a little bit all over the place. It's kind of like Max, where they're like super manic, and they can't really like settle in on a type of episode they want to do. Like every week, it's like, here's our crazy next madcap adventure kind of thing. So, yeah, Dyna. I don't know. Have you seen Dyna?
No.
Yeah, that's fair.
What year was that one?
1997.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, Psychos. I think I like Dinah's characters more than Tiga, but I think Tiga's a better show. I just think I enjoyed Dinah a little bit more at times. It's not like where I think, like, legitimately I think Agito's better than Kuga, but, like...
And then wait till we get to Trigger and Decker.
Yeah, well,
Tiga
oh god,
and
it's the
Trigger
opposite
and
there.
Decker.
Gaia, I haven't seen. I want to watch Gaia. I haven't watched Neos. Haven't watched Cosmos.
Neos? You haven't seen Neos?
Haven't seen Neos. But I do know his name is not Ultra 721, it's Ultra 721. Collector K9, that episode is why Dinah's in B. I can't put it in A because of that. Yeah, Muhammad Faiz Daniel says, I probably butchered the pronunciation. Correct me if you want. Speaking of which, I wonder if Dinah is the inspiration of the main character for Gundam Seed Destiny because Shin Asuka. Yeah, I don't know why they have the same name. Actually, I think
that confused the crap out of
me. I
me.
think one of them is Shin Asuka and the other's Asuka Shin, and it just gets like we get flip flopped in the translation. I might be wrong on that, but I felt like that was a thing. Haven't watched Ultra Q Dark Fantasy.
Explained to me.
Yeah.
When did that come out? 99?
Dark Fantasy? That was 2004. I think.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Nexus. S tier.
Okay. Nexus.
That's my favorite Ultraman right there.
It's goated. No, yeah, Nexus is great.
That is my favorite Ultraman
Anything less than S tier, I'd give you a funny look.
Yeah, exactly. No, if I did not put Nexus in S tier, the entire chat should just start calling me a scroll. Like that wouldn't even be right. Nexus. So like the thing is like Ultra Q got me in to Ultraman, right? Like I was like casually watching stuff, and then the Blu-ray came out for Ultra Q, and I was like, I should sit down and watch this. And I watched it, and I was like, oh, I'm really getting into this. When I watched Nexus, though, that's the day I became an Ultraman fan. Like an actual like, I was like casual. I was interested, and then Nexus. There isn't a separate listing for the next, but Next is also S tier. Nexus was the thing that was like, I am an Ultraman fan because this is totally different than everything else in this franchise I've seen, and I loved it just the same. And that's where I was like, boom, I am an Ultraman fan. That was the moment I realized it, watching Nexus.
Chat mentioned anything with Kenji Kawai doing the soundtrack is great.
Yes.
And that's true. Isn't he doing isn't he Geats too?
Yeah. I think he is Geats. No,
no,
Geats
that's
is,
the one
no.
Geats
is Toshihiko Sahashi.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Kenji Kawai, I think, did. Kenji Kawai's great. Sahashi's great. Like, they always pick good composers.
Which other Toku? Yeah. Anyways,
I don't.
That's why.
If I open iTunes, it's gonna crash my stream. So we're gonna try. Kenji Kawai did do Gundam 00. Yes, that was a great soundtrack.
00. That's it.
Oh, he did Mabius as well. That's right. Oh, he did Build. Okay, yeah. No, he's done a lot.
He did that. He's legendary.
Yep. Another Madcap Manic Adventure Ultraman Max is a B. Because Kickhopper is no wait, Kickhopper's in Mabius, not Max. No, Kickhopper. Punchhopper's in Mabius, right? Anyways, I got so my brain shut down. You see my whole face went blue screen. Max is weird. I finished watching it. I think I liked it.
Is Max a B?
It's a B.
Did it go up to a B?
It's, you know what? Max would be a C if it wasn't for Shawn Nichols in that show.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not just because I've interviewed Shawn Nichols and I've gotten to talk to him. He's legitimately makes that show better. Max is. I think if Max could just have had a little bit more focus, it would definitely be an A. It would catch me off guard every episode. I was like, I don't even know what's going to happen. Punchhopper is one of the Nexuses. Yeah, isn't he? I don't know who Punchhopper is, do I? I think I don't even know who Punchhopper is.
Who played Punchhopper? I'll look it up.
Yeah, look it up. Find out which Ultraman character Punchhopper played. All right. Now, Mabius is an S tier because I watched Mabius in a week and a half. Okay, I started watching it because I was so worried about the video quality in the Mill Creek DVD, and then I was like, "Oh my god, it's good!" And then I just kept watching it, and I was done in like a week and a half. Now the question is, where do I rank it?
He was in Nexus.
Nexus
as Nexus, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Punch Hopper
and Ultra
was...
Q.
Oh, he was
also in Ultra Q.
Dark Fantasy. Wow. So he was
episode 11.
He's doing a lot for him. Dark Mephisto was in Amazon's. Oh yeah, he was. And then I keep thinking because he's in Geats, so I completely forgot he was also in Amazon's. Mabius is the best anniversary series Toku I've ever seen. I don't even think I that's like none of the ones that Sentai or Rider has done have been able to do it like Mabius. The smart thing, well, with Techie T, that's because he's opened like 6 restaurants. Mabius going back to the original Showa universe, not doing a crazy time travel adventure, not doing a let's pretend all these shows take place in one continuity thing, not let's travel the multiverse. It's like, no, this is going to take place in the original Ultraman universe so that we can use all those actors without having to explain anything. Brilliant. Great stuff. It's going above Jack. It's going to be number 2. It's going to be number 2. For sure. Yeah, Mabius' actor's got a funny story. He joined the entertainment industry, and he's like, I want to play an Ultraman. And it was his first acting gig. And then after it was over, he was like,
oh, wow.
I don't want to be in this industry anymore. And he went into restauranting. Like, wow. That was it. He was like, I wanted to do restaurants. Amazing. He realized acting was not his career path. He just wanted to play an Ultraman. So he got it in the first go. And then he's like, well, I don't need to do this anymore. And then he retired acting and went and did restaurants. There's a YouTube channel where awesome. I don't remember who runs the YouTube channel, but one of the cast members does. And they like go to his restaurant and visit him and talk to him. And they
arrive, fulfill your dream, leave.
Yeah, basically. It's fantastic. And yeah, small dream. There are more actors turned chefs than you would think. It's a pretty accurate pipeline. It's like after you're a Toku actor, you're either going to end up in Boys Love or restaurants. You know? Yeah, he said he would want to voice Mabius again. Tomo brought that up. Yeah, Jambalaya got screwed over by his agency as well. At this point, who hasn't been screwed over by their agency?
It's a rite of passage to be screwed.
Small dream. Where are the BL restaurants? It's a good point. That's a good point. Why has there not been crossover? Alejandro says it's like how several video game developers became farmers. Honestly, that feels like a similar skill set. Just one's physical and one's digital. So Muteki, that's the thing, is like apparently Joe Odagiri loves Kuga, he just hated working for Toei. Which, based on everything else I've heard of Toei, tracks. I'm glad Wheels isn't here to know that I haven't watched Ultra 7X yet, even though it's only 12 episodes. It's directed by Takashi Yagi, and I would probably love it. I'm saving it. Because I really, really think I'm going to like it, because it's going to be very Nexus-like in a lot of ways, but I've saved it. I'm saving Ultra 7X. I want to watch it one day, though. Okay, this is Mega Monster Battle plus the movies. Ultra Galaxy Legend, the movie, is like top tier. Okay, that is like, I think that was my big introduction to Ultraman. Mega Monster Battle is tricky though, because I haven't watched. Oh god, how long has it been since I watched Mega Monster Battle? It aired in 2009. I saw Ultra Galaxy Legend. I watched it. All right, talking about Productions. I listened to Ultra 7X's ending theme so much. Yeah, so Mega Monster Battle led into the first movie of Zero, which was Ultra Galaxy Legend. Ultra Galaxy Legend is fantastic. Love that movie. Mega Monster Battle, I have not watched since I think like 2010. Jerry, do you think I can rank something I haven't seen in 13 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, most people say no, but I say if you've seen it once, you have a vague memory, go for it.
You know what? I think to make it fair, I'm going to put it in B, just above Dyna. So it's like, middle of the tier, even though I put nothing in C, as you can tell. I think I'm going to do that, because it's like, I don't know. I need to rewatch Mega Monster Battle, especially now that I have the Blu-ray, and I'm more familiar with the franchise, too. Yeah, I did. Andreas, that's a good point. I did remember it being very low budget. But that movie's so good. This is the other Zero movies. These are going to go in A. They're great. Darklop Zero, Revenge of Belial. Saga is probably the weakest, but like still really good. I haven't seen Neo Ultra Q. I love Ultra Q, but I haven't watched any of the spin-offs. Part of it's because a bunch of them are, oh god, Zone Fighter. Muteki, Toku is not as low budget as people might lead you to believe. They're actually kind of expensive, and toy sales balance out the budgets.
The big ones got a decent budget, yeah.
Yeah. Like, the thing is that old Toku from the 70s, a lot of those are very low budget, because they shot on 16mm film and stuff. But Tom, I kind of had to bundle Ultra Galaxy with Mega Monster Battle. Ultra Galaxy, the movie, is an S tier for me, on its own. But yeah, like, Toku nowadays is not very low budget. They are spending a lot of money, but they get a lot of money back from Bandai. It's how they can afford to do things.
Oh, yeah.
It just looks lower budget because they're not, what is it? They're not, like, the thing is, if you look at any Japanese drama show compared to a Toku, they look about the same financially.
Mm-hmm.
American Hollywood productions spend a ridiculous amount of money on things, so it makes the Japanese shows look low budget, even though they're not. Yeah, the thing is, Mega Monster Battle was really low budget, though, because Super Raya was broke, not just like the broke they are now, but they're like broke. And they basically couldn't even afford a whole show. And that, I think, was...
Excuse me?
I think it was Mega Monster Battle released online? Someone correct me on this. I feel like it wasn't on a regular TV network. And Super Shag Spoon is a good point. Toku does choose that look. Absolutely. Ginga. How many Ginga fans in the chat?
Ginga.
Alright, so this is just Ginga, not... Okay, they separate Ginga and Ginga S. Ginga's a C. I liked Ginga. I enjoyed Ginga. I actually enjoyed it. It's only 11 episodes, though, so you know. What the heck happened? I felt like I heard my voice through your side. Everything good?
What's going on?
I echoed through your side for some reason.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, that was weird. Collector K9, Mega Monster Battle was a pay-per-view service. That's what I remember. It was something weird like that. Toku Punk Productions, which OP for Ginga, because there's two of them. Because there was the original broadcast and the rebroadcast. I love the rebroadcast. Legend of Ginga. Great stuff. I like Ginga. It's in C because we're talking painfully low budget. That entire show takes place at a school. Like, they just... Yeah, both songs are great. Curse deleted scenes. Oh god, I don't even remember those. Ginga was fun, but it was definitely low budget. I think it had a lot going for it. I enjoyed it, but it's still not gonna rank above anything else. I think it's C's good. Ginga S, though, oh my goodness. I'm gonna put this in A, just below 0. I loved Ginga S. Oh, this was like, it was weird because I still really appreciated Ginga, and I liked the school setting. But Ginga S, oof. Oh, that was something. Muhammad, yeah, I think Ginga did save Ultraman. It's been 10 years since Ginga aired, and we've had Ultraman every single year since. So, yeah. Nimuteki, it depends on certain shows. Toku in general isn't low budget, but certain shows like Ginga were. I definitely... I'd like Ginga S. I like bringing in a support team. I love Victory. Victory is so freaking cool. Victory, I don't know if this is a hot take. Victory's got the coolest Ultraman transformation sequence of any Ultra. Hands down. Like, I love that. You know what? Yeah, tell me you're right. A lot of the Ginga characters had kind of blank faces. A lot. I thought Ginga S was great, though. I really did enjoy it. Good stuff. X is going to go in a B. The only reason why it's a little bit below Ginga S is because I think that X needed like three more episodes. Because X is great, but unless you watch the movie, it doesn't feel like you have a finale. And I loved all the characters. I loved the storylines. I loved it all. But I always kept, like, when I finished the show, I was like, that's it? It kind of didn't end finale-like. And then it took me a year or two to even find the movie to watch it. And then when I watched the movie, I was like, oh, there's the finale. So it's kind of a weird bummer that, like, I feel like X as a show alone is a B. That being said, if you include the movie, that thing's totally an A, and I'm going to put it like between Ace and 7, just for personal preferences. I really do like X. X is great. That movie helps. Yeah, I know. I have a Ginga Spark that doesn't work for the same reasons that the Victory Lancer doesn't. A lot of weird wire stuff. Cass, do you have any thoughts on Ultraman X? Have you even seen it?
No, I don't think I've seen X.
Cool. All right, Orb. Guys, do you think I bought all the Ultra Replica Orb Ring stuff and not put this as, like, I don't know, second?
I remember when Orb was new.
Second, third? Do I like Mabius more? Yeah.
I have a fun fact about Orb's actor.
What's your fun fact about Orb's actor?
Well, there was a Yakuza Ryuga Gotoku TV show.
Mm.
And Orb's actor was in that before he was in Orb as like some like geeky guy.
Really?
Like a friend of the main character. Yeah.
That's wild. Tokyo Punk Productions, yeah.
So there's a Yakuza connection. Or Ryuga Gotoku, what do you want to call it?
There's so many Yakuza connections. Yeah, Tokyo Punk Productions, I overrate Orb a lot. I overhype this show. I am guilty as charged. I think that if the thing is, every fault that Orb has as a show is made up for by Guy and Juggler. That's it. Like, it doesn't matter, like, and this is the thing is that, like, I think I was talking about this, we were just talking about this earlier with No Way Home, Spider-Man No Way Home, and, like, if Deadpool 3 is bad, the charisma of the actors will just carry the whole thing. Orb is totally that. There is a lot of problems with the show, and I ignore all of them because of how good Guy and Juggler are. That's it, you know? I love it. You know, I bought all the Ultra Replica stuff. For those wondering, yes, I did buy the Orb Caliber Ultra Replica. It should be here tomorrow, which is exciting. I have figures falling over on my desk because the heat's getting bad. Orb Origin, though, I'm gonna put B. Orb Origin's a B. The reason why Orb Origin is B is because it should have been longer. I wanted more. I think that was it. It was cool to bring back the Heisei Ultra guys, though, for Orb Origin. That was really cool. It could have been a little bit better, but I gotta say it was nice getting it in general. But I definitely prefer the original Orb over that. Yeah, Go On Red was in Orb Origin as well, yeah. Yeah, today's Ultraman Day, by the way, because this is the anniversary of the airing of the Birth of Ultraman TV special that kicked everything off. Yes, Muhammad, Orb is S tier because of Juggler and also Guy Kurenai. Those two characters.
By the way, check stream chat and look at the left, the guy in the left.
All right, let me see.
And yes, that's the Yakuza TV show.
Oh my god, Orb in Yakuza. I'm gonna pull this up on stream real quick. Look at that. Look at him. Look at him in his hat. And almost this man in hats. He's just like me. He's just like me. Yeah, I don't know what Guy. Yeah, Gaia and Agul didn't serve as much of a purpose as like Cosmos and Dino were both in Orb Origin. Yeah. Yeah. No. Anyways, there he was. Him in hats. Yep. He was a hat as Guy too. Ultraman G. This was one I didn't recommend for people to watch as a first because of how hard it is to get into without prior knowledge. I still stand by that.
Yeah, I watched clips with it without knowing it. I'm like, I don't get it, but
yeah.
it sure looks cool though.
It's really tied into
I think that show looks great actually.
It looks yeah. I have so much fun watching Jeed. This was one of the shows where I was like, that needed more episodes. Some of the new gen shows I think are perfect at the 25. Some of them, I don't hate Jeed Muteki. I'm just saying it's not a good starting point. Because of the backstory.
Series, yeah.
Yeah. If you know who Belial and Zero are, you're good to go. But man, do I put it in A or S? Do I want to leave the S to be the top 5, or do I want to just go? Cheat's really fun. You know what? It's gonna go right here below Tiga. It's gonna be A. Because I do think I think that's my top 5 right there. By the way, Nope. The S tier has to include something else that we haven't talked about yet. So screw it. Jeed's going into S. All right. Guys, you see how much I love Ultraman? I've only put one thing in C. All right. Controversial hot take time. Incoming hot take. You guys aren't ready for this one. This is a spicy meatball. Rube's an A tier above X.
Oh, really?
I'm ready to take all the heat from this. I watched Rube the first time when it aired, and I was like, this was an underwhelming show. I didn't enjoy it that much. I watched Rube again like 3 months ago, and I loved it. I think what I was expecting out of Rube the first time I saw it, and I didn't get, all that anticipation went away. Watching it again, I was like, this is a really charming show about two brothers and their weird father and sister, and just this family dynamic, and these characters all work really well, and the movie brings everything together to where it's like they had a happy ending in the show, and the movie doesn't undercut the happy ending, but gives them a new direction going forward that gets picked up in the Taiga movie, and it gets picked up in the Taiga movie. I really like Rube. I can't say it's better than, everything above it. I think that, Rube is definitely better on a rewatch, and I definitely think that there's a lot going for. Also there's an Orb Dark in there, so yeah, it might be a little biased. Welcome to Texas Cosplay. Yep, Orb S tier. Rube, I wouldn't recommend Rube as a first. It is completely disconnected from the Ultraman multiverse, though, which does give it a benefit, but it doesn't really connect to other things. I like Rube, so it's going in A. I know it's a hot take, but I actually think the show has a lot going on for it. Once again, outside of it's not going to be a grand full-scale Ultraman, no defense team, anything like that, but Rube is good. Rube is good. Grigio, Grigio's the star of the show, though. she broke out of this show and became a fan favorite. All right, Ultraman Taiga. Oh yeah, Muteki. The transformations of Rube are long. They're so long. There was a couple times I fast forwarded on the rewatch. I thought Orb Dark was hilarious. I thought that was such a great. He had kind of a Ultraman Zayerth vibe in terms of a parody, but also kind of a serious thing, which is pretty cool. All right, Ultraman Taiga, the show you currently can't legally watch, but all these others you can. Weird times, except for Ultra Q Dark Fantasy. Ultraman Taiga, I think. Oh, what was it? I haven't watched Taiga since it aired, but Taiga. I thought Taiga was really good, even if there's a bunch of episodes where I wish I could call the writer and ask him, "Who hurt you?" It's kind of funny because I think like Taro, it sort of flips styles a bit, but it's definitely a lot darker than Taro. But Taiga, I thought was a cool idea. Having 3 Ultramans, 1 host, that kind of thing was really cool. Tragear was an absolute menace. I think Tragear should have just been a Taiga villain as opposed to them trying to set him up as the next Belial. I think he should have just stayed a Taiga villain. You know what? Taiga's also going in A tier, I think above Tiga. Just to be confusing with the words here. But
Taiga then Tiga?
I thought Taiga was really good. Hiroyuki, yeah. Tomabrow Hiroyuki. Hiroyuki was great. He went through so much stuff. Tragear was a menace to him. Muteki, yeah, I'd say Rega is probably the strongest Ultraman fusion-wise because of how many people's involved. There's like 15 dudes there. See you later, Kamen Jojo. Yeah, no, I think Taiga was great. I hope more people get to watch that soon. Ultraman Zets.
Zet.
I just watched this the second time.
The one I keep wanting to call it Z, and they're like, it's Zet, and I'm like, that's a Z.
It's an S tier. It's an S tier right above Cheat. Ooh, Rega might be a little bit more broken than Saga, because there's like 15 people inside that. Yeah, SSJ4 Jason's a good point. I wish the voice dramas were great, but yeah, they didn't put a lot of the backstory in the show. Yeah, we should put Zet in a Z tier. I'm gonna put Zet in S. I just rewatched it with the dub. The dub is great. The dub reminded me how much I loved that show. I thought the way they used Zero and Jeed and Ace in it were great. It's just hitting me at all levels. Masaki Indo theme song. Yeah, I'm in. There's nothing bad to say about Zet.
It's basically just the perfect watch.
Not to mention, there's another character in there that if you haven't watched Zet, I'm not going to spoil for you, but you all know in the chat probably. Another reason why it gets up into S. Oh yeah, the cool robots. Everything was pretty good with that. All right, Trigger. See, it's above Ginga.
Yeah.
Really well produced show.
It does look good.
Bandai got too involved with this one. Way too involved. I was hearing stuff like Bandai wanted the Nurse Desi to defeat Absolute Diavolo on its own because that was the toy that was coming out that week.
Jeez.
And I'm just like, Muhammad, Ultraman Y is Trigger because I kept asking, why are we doing this? It rehashed Final Odyssey too much. It didn't try to stand alone. It never used its cast effectively. I thought, Trigger had a cool cast. I thought the Gut Select team was great, but outside of the main three, they just ignored the rest of the team. They didn't get to do anything. They just show up and fight monster. They don't have any kind of storyline to their own. I thought that was such a disservice because, Muhammad, good point. Trigger is basically just wanting to relive Tiga a bit too much. Absolutely. It is good to take inspiration from Tiga. Doing like a new generation Tiga thing, I think, was smart. But it relied too heavily on Tiga. And if you'd seen Tiga, it was like it didn't work for you if you'd seen Tiga, and then it also connected to Tiga too much to be standalone. It was a really weird situation. Kat and I mentioned Subaraya wanted Trigger to stand alone, but Bandai got too demanding. Yeah, Bandai wanted their money for their toys, and it shows. It really shows.
So you didn't want to smile through it?
There was a lot of times I didn't want to smile. My Silver Surfer just fell out of my Galactus' hand just now.
Oh boy.
We're at heat level. The Surfer has fallen. We're almost done with this tier list here, but I think Trigger could have been better if they leaned into their cast a little bit. Tokutek's cosplay mentioned Treasure Hunter Ignis. He was great, but he distracted me. And I'll say this because I liked him, but the thing is that I really wish he didn't exist in the show because how do I put this best? It's like he walked off a Toei set onto a Ultraman one. Like every time Ignis showed up, the show started doing all the Toei tropes. Like people just started having like martial arts skill,
like Bandai stuff.
Right, like Ignis would come in and start fighting people, and everybody suddenly had martial arts skill, even though they never really did it any other time. And that I think that's what it is. I liked Ignis. I mean, also he was played by Basco from Gokaiger, which didn't help with this. But like every time he showed up, I was like, the show every time he showed up, it just became a Toei show, and I was just like, you're throwing off my vibe. We'll rank Reboot as part of the Ultra Galaxy fights in a minute. Blue Baron, Daigo, and Yasumi's actors are not returning. That's as far as we know for now. It's all agency related. K9 said that there was supposed to be 3 Ultraman in the Native Fusion that would be Glitter, Trigger, Eternity, which makes a lot more sense because there's like the 3 symbols on that and all that. Now, Decker. That's my number 4. I love Decker. Holy cow!
That's a 180, huh?
Yeah, I know. Like Trigger was like
after Trigger.
Trigger was a and then Decker's like a oh my god, I love this show. It does not pull hardly anything from Dyna besides the fact it's a sequel.
Now
to
I feel bad
Tiga
skipping it.
Yeah, you should go back and watch Decker. I know a lot of people skipped it because of Trigger. Go back and watch Decker. It focused on its characters. Psycho is like, yeah, I think I did like Decker more than Orb, but how do I rank something above Juggler? That's not Nexus. Anyways, Decker, it leaned into its characters really well. It used them to tell the story. It really did a great job of bringing in the Trigger characters to show that it's the same universe, but didn't get overhanded with the connections and stuff. And I liked its movie, because its movie wasn't a crossover. It broke the formula. We finally got like an original story movie. That was great. I really, really liked Kanata. Kanata was fantastic. Great main character. I felt like everything that they couldn't do with Trigger, like Bandai got out of the way and they just let them make a show, and it definitely worked out pretty well. I really liked Decker a whole lot. Yeah. So, ready to go for the weird side stuff?
Well, what is?
The Netflix Ultraman anime. How do I rank this? It's so different than everything else.
I keep seeing that when I go on Netflix, and I'm like, do I want to watch this?
I watched all of it. I liked a bunch of it. All right, I'll go low B on this one. I don't hate it. I mean, I'm still buying the figure arts and stuff. I like them.
Is that the one that looks? It's kind of like Iron Man.
Yeah, they have exosuits.
Yeah.
Yeah. Muteki, I think the Dyna from it's the same Dyna. He floats around to different universes.
I am like Blue Baron. Wish it was 2D instead of 3D, but
I don't hate the 3D on it as much. The 3D in season 1 was really rough, but season 3 looked really good. It takes a complete deviation from the manga in season 2, though.
That's what I heard people say.
Yeah, they were like, we have to wrap up this anime, and this manga's going on too long, so they just took a pivot.
And now we're gonna get what's that one called again? Just Ultraman Netflix?
Yeah, the Ultraman Netflix. That's
no, we're gonna get Netflix Brotherhood now.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I guess I could say. Ultra Galaxy Fight Time, New Generation Heroes. That's a C. Don't hate it.
Basically it's just yeah.
That was our format for Ultra Galaxy Fight. It was like, let's throw everybody into a blender and pop out a show.
Yeah.
I can't tell you anything that happens in it besides Traeger shows up to tease that he's going to be the villain in Taiga, and it leads into the Taiga opening. I don't remember anything else about it. I mean, Grigio was there. That's cool. Ultra Galaxy Fight, The Absolute Conspiracy. I'm going to put this one in a high B, actually. I thought Absolute Conspiracy was great. It got a little too retcon heavy with some of the... got a little too retcon heavy with Belial and Traeger's backstories, but then they revealed later that those are actually, like, parallel universes. So I was like, okay, that's cool. I can work with that. I like the concept of the Absolutians. I like that there's this other dominant force in the galaxies and the universe. The only thing that holds it back from being an A is because the episodic format plus the combination of... Like, it's weird to say this. This is a problem with all the Ultra Galaxy fights. The episodes are too short to really feel satisfying as episodes, but then the combined director's cuts are exhausting because of how much action there are. So it's hard to like say which is better. It's much easier just to watch it and just take breaks. Some of them, there's just a lot of action. I like the way they brought in a bunch of the obscure ultras, like Reboot's main character, Great and Powered. The next one brought in even more. Mohammed, Absolute Conspiracy is really where they made the Ultra Galaxy fights like the Smash Brothers kind of thing. Jonius fighting Tartarus was great. I like Tartarus as a villain. He gets a little like one note sometimes, but Absolute Tartarus, the ultimate life form of the Absolutians, like, you know, that kind of stuff. But I mean, I like him as a villain. Going alongside that, I'm going to put Destined Crossroad just under it. I thought Destined Crossroad was really cool. Destined Crossroad, though, I think runs a little too long. I remember watching it live when they did the Ultraman Connection debut of Destined Crossroad. This runs like 2.5 hours, maybe almost 3. And it is just wall-to-wall action with story integrated. But there is so much action in it. I was tired by the end of it. I was like, I need a nap. I need a nap from how much action they threw at me right now, you know? But, oh, man. The moment the USA trio shows up, Chuck, Scott, and Beth, beautiful. One of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. It's one of my favorite moments in Ultraman. When Teton is trying to find Noah, and then Chuck, Scott, and Beth show up. And I'm like, was this made for me? Because the whole Nexus segment in the center, also featuring Chuck, Scott, and Beth, I was like, I think someone made this for me, or just has the same stylings as me, because I loved that whole middle section. But yeah, the last battle took a long time. It runs a little long. I'm justifying putting something in the B tier by going, it ran a little long. Rounding this out, Ultraman USA, Ultraman Adventure Begins, the pilot film for the show that never happened.
Ultraman Australia, right?
No, that was Powered. USA was the anime that was done by the Dan Kuga studio.
Okay.
I think it was the Dan Kuga. I think it's Ashi, yeah. Ashi Productions. Love this. Absolutely love this. I absolutely adore Chuck, Scott, and Beth's characters. I love the storyline they had. I thought it was a great idea of how to make like a more American style, Ultraman. Like I love the animation. I love that Beth is like an equal player. She's not just the girl, which is a criticism of some of the Ultra Galaxy fight stuff, is that the female characters end up being kind of just the girl one. Even Beth was in the Ultraman Regular special recently, and I felt like they put her as she's the sympathetic girl one, when I'm like, she was the monster slayer in the original film. But you know, that happens. But the thing is, I thought Beth was great. I think Beth is I think Beth and Grigio are the best like Ultra women of the franchise. I love that movie so much. It's great. Yeah, great. That's right. Great was Australian. Powered was American. Yeah. I put Decker in S because I love the characters. I thought the storytelling was great. I resonated with everybody, and I thought it was just a terrific show. If you want to hear more, I explain it more. You can scroll back the stream when it's done. And then the last thing, Ultraman Zaearth and Zaearth 2. I haven't watched those. I haven't watched them yet. That's easy. They're parodies. The only way I have to watch them, I think, right now is the Mill Creek DVD, which looks like complete ass. So I'm trying to find a fan sub online to maybe have like better stuff, better look for it. But I do need to watch Zaearth. Still need to watch it. How about Ultra Mother? Yeah, she kind of just shows up and says Mother Kosen heals some people, or just stands next to Father of Ultra in most of the crossovers. The stuff they did with her in Taro is great. Tokupunk, you can go check out why Decker is an S earlier in the stream. You can scroll it back and hear my thoughts. That's my Ultraman tier list as of now. Like I said, I still haven't watched a chunk of shows. As you can see, I've watched more shows than I haven't watched, so I've covered most of the franchise here. Psychos, I'm watching Taro next. I started Taro. It's a Blu-ray case sitting right here. I'll get back to it. And I just got to go chronologically through the shows I haven't seen yet. That's the way I worked it. So, yeah, that's pretty much my tier list here. All right. Yeah, you got any last-minute Ultraman thoughts for Ultraman Day?
No, I guess I got to go back and watch Decker.
Yeah, I recommend Decker. I'd say give it a shot. I really liked it. I really liked Decker. Yeah, I think
I'll be keeping up with Blazar. I actually caught the first episode, so.
Yes, everyone go watch Blazar. It's on YouTube. It's fun. It's great.
I gotta give Super Riot credit for actually making these shows available over here.
Oh, for sure. Like the fact that I can say that outside of Taiga, Great, Powered, USA, Dark Fantasy, all those are officially available otherwise. I will say, USA is on YouTube. Someone uploaded the Japanese Blu-ray rip. Go watch it on that. And yeah, some of the other stuff you can find. I think you can find, yeah. There's some upscales of Zayarth 1 and 2. Cool, I will go look for this. Yeah, no, the thing is, Psycho is like, the only thing I was buying before Nexus was, I hadn't gotten into figure arts before Nexus. I was only buying the shows because they were available. So yeah. That's yeah, I really got into Ultraman with Nexus though. That was when I was like, I'm a solid Ultraman fan, not just a casual. I will also add that what was I gonna say? Dark Fantasy. I know there are fan subs out there. Just looking around. Is Armada Megatron in stock at Pulse? Sorry, I'm like derailing the stream because I'm trying to find out when I have to start a counter every time something comes in stock. Because like Transformers last 3 months and then they're gone. Okay, yeah, he is in stock. I will try to buy that later if I decide if I'm getting a helicopter.
Mr. Joester.
Yeah. So, if everybody hit the like button if you haven't already, I appreciate that. Looks like we got... YouTube's not letting me see it. Come on. We got 26 lights on this. It's pretty good. I am going to get the Blazar brace. I missed all the pre-orders on the Japanese side, so I'm waiting for Big Bad Toy Store to get it. So, hopefully it's soon. I really want it. We should wrap up. We ran a half hour over. Probably because we talked about the MCU for a half hour.
I figured the list would take that long.
Yeah, I love Ultraman. If you guys couldn't tell from the 50-minute long video of me recommending how to watch Ultraman, go check it out. I leave out with those viewing guides, leave out personal opinion a lot of the time, so that way I can get kind of like a here's what's best thing, which is pretty good. So
growing up, my dad was actually a fan of Ultraman.
Oh yeah, my mom was a fan of Ultraman.
Because he watched the original growing up, along with what they called at the time Tranzor Z instead of Mazinger.
Mazinger. Yeah, Tranzor Z. Commodore 64. Marvel does Ultraman comics, so
yeah, they do, and they're. I know the artist is pretty good.
The art's the best part. They're decently well written. We should just swatch up out of the screen. I don't have the orb ring, the D flasher. They're not in the room at the moment. But yeah, I'm gonna say. Let me switch over my camera. Find Fighter Cows tomorrow on twitch.tv/Fighter Cows for stream at what's the time? 6 p.m.
4 p.m. Eastern.
4 p.m. Eastern.
4 p.m. Eastern.
I double checked. I'll go check the price on HLJ and see if it's better than Big Bad. If not, I might still stick with Big Bad because Big Bad had a good price. Yeah, so check them out. 4 p.m. Eastern. I should be there. We'll see. Muteki will be there, which would be great. And yeah, you know what? I need to tweet out my recommendation. I need to tweet out my viewing guide again. Thank you for reminding me. And then I will also tweet this list. Gridman, I consider its own thing.
Maybe Dan.
Original show A, Dynazenon S.
Yeah.
SSSSS Gridman A. I haven't seen Gridman Universe. That's where I'm at. All right. I'll see you guys next week. Enjoy the videos this week. It's probably going to be 2 more Ultraman videos this week. So, Super Hero Samus Sire Scott, I put that in like a B. It's not bad. But we will catch you guys next week.